You're in Braves country.
Drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really, this is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will flip it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Lama ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung by Greg Lexington.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Play ball.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day, as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
He's the armchair quarterback. He's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man.
You would think. But wouldn't that be a story if they didn't?
Well, that'd be huge.
The greatest thing that could ever happen would be for the Reds
and either the Cardinals or the Diamondbacks or the Giants get scalding hot, and they both knock out the Dodgers and the Mets, and we don't have to deal with either one of them in the postseason. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think one of the Dodgers, Mets, they're definitely going to make it, most likely the Dodgers. And the Reds, I think, are for real. What say you?
Oh, the Reds are for real. I mean, finally, what Tito was selling this team, they finally bought. I mean, you've seen the rise with Marte playing a lot better. Offensively, everybody's playing on. They're playing to win ball games. Finally,
right?
It just seemed like earlier in the season it was still that kind of nobody knew what they were doing kind of deal. And now everybody is, like I said, they finally drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the Reds that they haven't had in years past, man, that starting pitching's real.
Yes.
That starting pitching is real, and that's what gets you into playoffs. It's not necessarily what's going to win you the whole damn thing. But if you're a Reds fan, you got to be excited just to be in the mix right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can, you're playing meaningful games in August and September, and that's not nothing.
Nope. And that's something in the past.
In Atlanta, we're just trying to play spoiler, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what y'all are doing are what y'all are doing right now. I think it's exciting, and I really believe that y'all are going to catch the Mets. I don't see a lot of life in that clubhouse, and man, they are beating them up in the press like they always do in New York. And that's not going to be great.
No.
It's not going to be great for the morale. Eventually, they've lost 13 of their last 15. Eventually, they're going to start turning on each other because of that New York media. And I thought maybe, unfortunately, we had gotten them out of their funk. I really did. Because when they clubbed us around in the first game of that series and then jumped out 6-0 on Tuesday, I was like, oh, man, we just awoke the beast. Because they do have a great 2/3 of a batting lineup. The top 6 hitters in their lineup, to me, the Mets are one of the best offenses in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But it's strangely enough, it's been their pitching that's been faltering. So they get that 6-0 lead, and the Braves come storming back. We scored 9 runs in that 4th inning. End up going in, walking away with it 11-6. And then last night, their 2 guys, they're supposed to be, and mainly their big acquisition at the deadline, I guess I really should say, Ryan Helsley comes over from the Cardinals, and he gets bapped around again by the Braves. And I love it because he's a straight up ass. What he pulled in 2019 in the playoffs about trying to cancel culture, the tomahawk chop, I'll never forgive that guy for him.
Look, I don't even pick him on fantasy teams, so that's how much I can't stand him.
All right, let's get into the college football talk. That's what was billed here. We got a little carried away. I'm sorry, but fantasy and baseball are Doug and I's 2 biggest loves, and it's kind of hard for me to switch gears. I could talk fantasy and baseball for the next 3 hours and go, oh, yeah, by the way, Big Ten. All right, let's go. I got the schedules to put on the screen just like we did yesterday. So let me throw each schedule up, and then I'll take them off just so everybody gets an idea. We're doing Ohio State first, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And the Buckeyes, you see, start the season off very easy. Nevada, FIU. I'm sorry, I got the wrong one. I was about to say that doesn't sound right. Here we go. Texas, Grambling, Ohio. So they got the one tough test, and then Grambling in Ohio. And at that rate, they then go into their Big Ten schedule. And look, most of the Big Ten teams do this. Most of them play 3 or 4 cupcakes at the beginning of the season, and then they get into the Big Ten schedule. That's just the way the Big Ten's always done it. I guess it's 2 cupcakes this year for the one that I was originally looking at. It was Penn State, because I was fixated on that before the show started, because I was like, man, they don't play anybody before they get into conference play. That's going to be a shock to the system. But one of the biggest games of the opening weekend, probably the biggest game, Ohio State, Texas. And Ohio State, Texas, to me, that's going to set the tone for both of those schools. Right now, in the AP poll, Texas is ranked number 1 in the land. And they're facing Ohio State, who's ranked number 2 in the land. And whoever wins that game gets the early inside track. It's almost like an automatic berth to the playoffs. Because the two teams are expected to be very good, and you don't expect them to endure a bunch of losses after that. And then on top of that, you go into the rest of their schedule. They're at Washington. I'm just going to lay them out real quick, and then we'll get into it. At Washington, at Illinois, at home against Penn State. And, of course, they have the big one at Michigan. But they don't have a terribly difficult schedule when you get outside, as far as conference schedule, because they've got some layups in there. Minnesota, especially down the backstretch, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, they shouldn't be threats to beat them. What say you on the Buckeyes?
The interesting thing about the Buckeyes, they're a hard team to kind of look at, because if you look what they've done in the offseason and coming into this season, I'm kind of almost worried about Ohio State. I'm almost tempted to bet the under, because defensively they have nobody. They lost most of their starters on defense. They've got a new quarterback. And the question for Ohio State is, how are they congeal and also the guys they brought through the portal this year? How is that all going to work? How's that all going to fit? I don't think Ohio State is the big juggernaut that everybody makes them out to be, especially defensively. So when I look at the schedule, they're definitely going to have problems with Texas. I think Penn State's a better team than people give them credit for, because Penn State, unlike Ohio State, most of their starters have returned this year. So they're kind of like the seasoned statesmen of the Big Ten. So right now, I'm almost ready to give to bet the under on their total wins. I say they don't win 10 games. I could see them easily losing 3 ball games this season.
So, yeah, their over-under is 10.5. So they'd actually have to win 11.
Or 11. I definitely taking the under.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, mainly because, look, we all know that they're going to have great athletes coming in. But I also believe, good to see you, Ryan. I also believe, I'll get back to you on that email. I didn't see it till late last night, by the way, Ryan. The 10.5 seems high. It seems high as hell, right? And I'm talking about 10.5 seems like that 70 shows high, right? Like it just seems like 9.5 seems to be the number. Now you do have a plus 100 if you hit it. So it is plus money, but the under is minus 136, which means that the overall consensus in the desert would be that they don't hit it. And I think Texas is probably going to beat them, even though it's in Ohio. I get it. But you got to figure if they lose that game, then they got to run the table, right? Yeah. If they win that game, they can't lose 2 games in the mix of at Washington, which Washington is starting off ranked in the preseason, but it's still a difficult place to play. At Illinois, who we'll get into in a bit, Illinois' got a lot of returning starters, and that's going to be a tough game. Wisconsin is not ranked, but that game is at Wisconsin, and it's back-to-back weeks with Illinois. And then they get a day off, a week off, and then they host Penn State. That's the biggest problem in their schedule is when you get past that, and you still have to go to Michigan, and they won the national title last year and didn't beat Michigan. So I don't know how you get around it. I don't know how you get to, but they could get 10 wins and still be in the playoffs. That's the thing. So yeah, I'm with you. I think we can move on from that one, but I do believe that we're going to see a downfall as far as, and look, they may not even make the playoffs, but if they do make the playoffs, it's probably with 10 wins. All right, here's Michigan, and we did them second. The first one was because defending national champion. The second one, Michigan, is not considered a national title contender, but it's Ohio State and it's Michigan. You got to put them together, right?
Yeah.
Got to make sure that all their fans hate each other equally. So there you go with their schedule real quick so you can pause it and take a look at it. Now we go from there. The Michigan schedule, to me, is very, very interesting. They're at Oklahoma September 6th. Now, first of all, their over-under is 8.5, so you're not getting nearly as – and by the way, the 8.5 is a minus number, so you're going to have to go to over 9.5 to get a plus number. So it seems like you're punching down if you bet on this, and what it means for most people who don't understand it, maybe new to it. You're laying $180 to win 100 for Michigan at 9 wins. If you take the under, it's plus 150. And I'm telling you right now, I'd think about it. I would really think about it. Here are their stumbling blocks. At Oklahoma, at Nebraska, and home against Wisconsin, which we always know that they're a pain. At Southern Cal, and home against Washington. At Michigan State, mainly because it is a rivalry game. They're going to go to Maryland, which has been a tough out for a lot of teams recently when you go to Maryland, and at home against Ohio State. You can only drop 3 games in that of what I didn't even mention the fact that Northwestern, you never know what the hell they're going to have. But Northwestern always seems once every 3 years has a team that you don't ever really, in other words, every 3 or 4 years, Northwestern comes out of nowhere and you're like, crap, dude, they're 8-2. What's going on? And this seems like they're about due for that. So what say you on Michigan? Do they get to 9-3 or is it an under for you?
I think they get to 9-3. But it's like you said with Michigan, I'm worried about them more offensively, the way they're set up this year. But I believe that 9-3 is achievable, but they've got to watch out with Ohio State, Wisconsin, because with the Wisconsin game, I could easily see them playing down to Wisconsin standard, and I could see them dropping that game. And they've got to beware of Nebraska. I think everybody in the Big Ten's got to beware of Nebraska, but Nebraska's a better football team than people think they are.
And the biggest question is, does the transfer Keene take the quarterback position, or does the freshman Underwood? I think they're going to try to rely heavily on the running game. But even with that being said, remember, their head coach is suspended for a couple of games. Now, if my math is right on that, unless they cherry-picked it, that means he's suspended for the Oklahoma game. New Mexico and Oklahoma is what they have it. They have it listed as a 2-game suspension, and unless they lift it, he won't be there for the Oklahoma game, which, let's be honest, most teams usually try to cherry pick and go, we're going to suspend you for 1 game. That way you can coach against Oklahoma. But I kind of lean on the under. I think they're going to get to 8 wins. I don't know about that 9th win. That 9th win to me, if I'm betting it, because of the fact you're getting plus money on the plus 150, I think I'm taking the under. I just think they're going to struggle this year, and you wonder if he'll start hearing he may not be on a hot seat, but it may be very warm going into next year.
Yeah,
and then they had the other news that came out this morning that one of the other assistants was in collusion back in that whole their national title year where they cheated like hell and stole video from everybody. They're saying that another one of their assistants is in trouble for it, and he may get canned, at least suspended. So I think this is going to be a lost year for Michigan.
I'm starting to think so too. I would definitely take the under.
I'll tell you this: if they end up winning 9 games, you might have to give Sherman the coach of the year.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that, we got to speed this up a little bit. Gets to the Penn State Nittany Lions, and this is what I had misspoken about earlier. Nevada, Florida International, and Villanova starts you off.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have a really, really light start to the season. And then you open it up, as I take it off, to hosting Oregon. So to me, this is going to be a huge shell shock. They do get the week off too. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. The week off in between Villanova and Oregon. We're not going to know anything about Penn State until September 27th when they play Oregon. Now, I will say this. They've got a very favorable schedule. Now, their over-under is 10.5. They are a plus. It's plus 110. So if you think you can get to 11, and Drew Allar is back. You know, they lost that tight end, and I liked him a lot. He ended up getting drafted by the Colts. But the quarterback of the Nittany Lions is back, and he was pretty good. And you have him coming in. It's got to be a season that for him, I'm sure it's national championship or bust.
Yeah, everything about Penn State, if they do any, I mean, to me, if they do anything less than not make it to the national championship game,
too, and I don't want to sleep on him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
okay.
Nicholas Singleton, the tailback for the Nittany Lions, he was really good as well. Anyways, go ahead.
I was just saying this season, if they don't at least get to the national championship game, it would be considered a bust. This Penn State team, this is Penn State's year. If they can't do it this year, it's going to be a long time because they're going to lose all those starters are mostly seniors now, and they'll be gone next year. And Penn State will be rebuilding next year. But the big thing with Allar is this. It drives me crazy because the guy chokes in the big game. Every time I turn around, he choked in the Ohio State game last year. He didn't play well against Oregon. So to me, I got to see from him better play, making bigger plays. More leading this team than what I've seen in years past. He's not a bad quarterback. He's just not a great quarterback.
Yeah, and I think he came back to help his stock anyways. NCAA to release findings, punishments for Michigan. I was reading a headline that flashed across. That's been flashing across all morning. The NCAA, although, I mean, does the NCAA have any power left anymore? Stop it. If you had any power, you would reel in whatever the hell is going on in the Southeastern Conference. So it's like, it's funny how they try to step up and go, "Where are you going? You're going to have to pay the piper." Shut up. This isn't 1982. Back to the Penn State thing. I'm more inclined to take the over with them than I am Ohio State.
Yeah.
But they do have to play that game at Ohio State. But to me, that and the Oregon game, those are their two big stumbling blocks. They should run the table on the rest. They're going to be in the playoffs, I believe. If they win one of those games, you're going to win your bet. Yes. And that's what it really comes down to. Do you think they can win one of those? They don't have to win them both. They just need to win one.
And it's more likely than not, just because I think Ohio State lives rent-free in their head, I think it's more likely than not they win the Oregon game than the Ohio State game.
Really good. But, yeah, I agree, especially because it's at home too. They do have Indiana. That's not a cakewalk. But they do not face Illinois this year. They've got a pretty easy schedule when it comes to comparatively in the Big Ten. So I'm going to say that they do. That is the first one that I'm going to say that they do hit the over.
Yep, I agree.
I don't love it. I'm talking about pizza money type of bet. I'm not talking about going all in. But if I'm going one way or the other, I'd rather take the plus 110 on the 11 wins than the minus 140 on the under. All right, next team on the docket are those Oregon Ducks, and here's their schedule. And Oregon, well, talk about starting off soft. Montana State, Oklahoma State, which hasn't been nearly what they were years ago, and it's in Oregon. If that was on the road in Oregon and Oklahoma State, I'd say you might have an argument. And then they get Oregon State, which is an out-of-conference game nowadays. which is weird because most Big Ten teams go the gauntlet. I mean, they just go, once they start the Big Ten, that's it. They're all in. But other Big Ten games that they have at Penn State that we just talked about, home against Indiana, home against Wisconsin, which shouldn't be a problem, home against USC at Washington. Oregon is a plus 110. Oregon. I've got more confidence in any of these teams that they get to 11 wins. What say you?
Oh, easy. This is like the greatest dream schedule they could possibly have. How great is it to play in the Big Ten? And you don't. And if I remember the schedule, what we just saw, you don't have to play Michigan. You don't have to play Ohio State. And the only real challenge, the only scary part of your schedule is Penn State and what, Indiana or Illinois?
Yeah, Indiana. Yeah,
Indiana. And that's the only two scary.
They don't face Illinois. They don't face Michigan or Ohio State, which those are more the bigger brands, but Illinois is a good team this year.
Yeah.
They do have the road game at Penn State, but everything else that could trip them up are at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Iowa, but we all know Iowa won't score more than 12 points. So you're going to keep Oregon below 11 points. I don't know.
No, I doubt it.
It is in November, so if it's a night game, that's going to give them a chance, but I don't see it. And USC is not going to give them any kind of a hassle up in Oregon. Eugene is going to be rocking that night because they'll have one game left in the season. They'll probably be getting very close to wrapping up a Big Ten championship invitation.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually like the over, even though it's plus money, and even though you can only lose one game, I like Oregon. I like them a lot.
Yeah, take the over all day with them.
I mean, you can hedge your bet and take Oregon and Penn State to go 11 wins. They may both get there, but if one doesn't, the other one probably should.
Yep.
All right, and now Illinois. I hate Illinois Nazis. All right, Illinois, there you go. So there's their schedule. And I know they don't have household names, but this team is tough, just like their head coach. This team, the coolest thing that I saw while researching this was that Illinois, they ended up there was a basketball game that Illinois was hosting, and their quarterback that is returning, Luke Altmaier, he announced that he was coming back. Let me get this off the screen. He announced that he was coming back during one of their basketball games in Illinois, and they said that he got a standing ovation, the place erupted. That he was coming back for another year. I don't think it was a shock. I don't think he was going to be rated that high to go in the NFL draft. But then again, this NFL draft of quarterbacks was kind of piss poor at best. So fair enough. But they were absolutely ecstatic. And so they come back. They bring their quarterback back. This is going to be a tough physical football team. Their first 3 wins, by the way, are against Western Illinois, Duke, and Western Michigan. Jot that down. They're over under 7.5. Now, that's a low. This team is preseason ranked number 12 in the country, Doug, and they're over under 7.5. Now, it is big time minus money. If I'm reading my handwriting correctly, it's minus 185. And it's a plus 150 to go under. So you might have to go a little higher depending on your book if it allows you to go a little higher to actually get plus money. But 7.5 wins. So they got to get to 8 wins. And the only big stumbling blocks that I see that you're like, well, they're probably just not going to win that game. The Ohio State game, and that's the list. The rest of them, I think, are winnable. Now, I say they're going to win them all. They go to Indiana. That's going to be tough. Duke's not exactly a gimme, but they should win that game.
They should overwhelm them down the if Duke plays well, they'll
I think
they'll beat Duke late.
Right. Now it is a noon game in Duke. September, it could be hot, all those factors. But all in all, come on. They should win it. So they should start off 3-0 going into Indiana. Let's say they lose that game. They come home against USC. USC is going to have some offense, but are they ever going to be tough enough to win on the road in Illinois? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Purdue should be a win. Rutgers. Maryland, they get at home. Northwestern, they get at home. The stumbling blocks that you could see is at Wisconsin, at Washington, and then once again at Indiana and home against Ohio State. That's still only 4 games.
Yeah.
That you're like, and they're going to lose them all? I don't think so.
No, I can see them losing 2. That max 2 out of that 4.
It's not a great bet because of the number we're getting, but if you can get a better bet than that, showing minus 185 right now, if you can get a better number than that, to me, that screams take the over.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last one on the docket here. We actually moved for that a lot faster than I thought we would, considering how much non-college football we talked about at the beginning. Give me the Men's of Troy on the screen and Southern Cal. I think their fan base has been underwhelmed, and this is a make or break year for Lincoln Riley, who left Oklahoma to come to Southern Cal. And I think he came to Southern Cal at the time because he figured he would dominate. And then out of nowhere, they end up joining the Big Ten, and he's got a much tougher situation than he had at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think he thought he was going to be out there in the Pac-12 slapping people around. And they go and jump into the Big Ten. He's like, crap. Don't be surprised when Lincoln Riley gets the hell out of there and moves, I don't know, I guess Oregon State he could go to, and they'll just play nobody for the rest of his time. Maybe he'll jump to Stanford into the ACC when Florida State bails out of there. But it just seems like Lincoln Riley, all right, his over-under 7.5, so he's got to get to 8 wins. Means he can only lose 4. Now, this is minus money as well, but I'm going to give you 5 losses I could see on the docket, and then we'll go from there. They are at Illinois. They are at Notre Dame. They are at Nebraska. They are at Oregon. They do host Michigan State, and I don't think I said Michigan. They host Michigan. They still have Iowa and UCLA. I'm really more likely to take the under.
Oh, I'm taking the under because
7. Well, is that because you're a Notre Dame fan, or is that because you think that they can't get to 8 wins? They got to get to 8 wins.
Notre Dame fandom aside, I don't think they get 8 wins. They've just got. The whole thing is they have no defense. They've got no guts. This team is just.
And those are 4 tough environments they're going into. Illinois in late September. That's still might be pretty warm weather. But at Notre Dame in October, that could be cold. At Oregon in November, that's going to be cold. And at Nebraska in early November, there's a good chance that those winds are howling. And those men of Troy, as they like to call themselves, they don't like that cold weather.
No.
Purdue should be an easy win. Missouri State, Georgia Southern, I get it. They'll start off 3-0. I will say this, which you may want to do, and hear me out on this, is wait to lay the bet on USC in September on their over-unders, late September. Because they could start off 4-0. Missouri State, Georgia Southern, Purdue, and Michigan State. The betting market's going to flip. And they're going to start saying, I bet they can get to 9 wins. Look how good they are. I bet they can get to 10 wins. And then you slam the under, and it's a wrap. The only way that backfires, and it doesn't really backfire, you just don't jump on the bet, is if Purdue upsets them or even Michigan State. But if you wait until that Illinois game, right before the Illinois game, to jump on the under, I think you're going to get a much better number.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with you. I don't think they get to 8. I just don't. I think 7-5 is best case scenario.
Yep.
They're going to put up points. They always do. But their defense has been a sieve, and they haven't changed anything. And you keep getting farther and farther away from the camera. You're like the Lincoln Riley of a I can't tell if you're slowly trying to just push yourself back out of the screen. I'm gonna look up and all of a sudden you just disappeared.
I'll be outside by the time we're done.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't think they're going to score enough points.
No.
And with that being said, I think we've come to the end of it, buddy. What is your walk-off?
Walk-off, I'm going to go back to baseball. Something you said earlier. You talked about how much money the Dodgers spent to build this team and the way they are. But yet, look at the Brewers and how well they're playing. And they built that team with free agents and bubblegum and BS. And how the Brewers are so much better than the Dodgers right now. And they didn't take all that money.
Are the Milwaukee Brewers possibly the best front office in sports?
Right now, I'd have to say yes. I got to give them the credit. I hate it.
To the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays have fallen on their face this year. This Milwaukee Brewer team, every year, in fact, when we did the preview at the beginning of the year, I even said, I don't see how in the hell this team ends up in the playoffs, but I guarantee you we're going to be talking about them in October. And here we are again. They're running away with the division.
Mm-hmm.
It's not particularly close. For people who haven't paid attention, let me pull up the actual numbers right now. They are, they've won 12 in a row, which is just absurd. This is their second 10-game winning streak or more this year, by the way.
Yeah.
They're 8 games in front of the Cubs. They are 13 games in front of the Reds. Those are two pretty good baseball teams.
Yeah.
And they are smoking them. They have the best record in the National League by 7 wins.
Yeah.
What? In years past, when we always see them spit the bit, the Milwaukee Brewers are usually a wild card or just barely got in. Even if they won the division, they're in that first round. That's not going to be the case this year.
Nope.
So we might actually get Milwaukee Brewer meaningful baseball games in middle of October. It would be a great story.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
So you don't hate the Brewers the way you might hate who?
I don't hate the Brewers the way I hate the Cardinals or the Pirates.
Cardinals and Pirates are your two? Okay.
Yeah, those are two I can't stand.
That makes sense. 1970s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you grew up in that what they call it, the We Are family for the Pirates. Yeah, it makes sense. I've never had an opinion on the Pirates, but to be fair, we knocked the Pirates out in both of the NLCSs that we played them in the 90s. I don't know if the Pirates fans have those same belief system. We've got a few Pirate fans that come in and actually pull for the Braves in our chat, but I don't see them as much anymore. So maybe they're a little more bandwagon than they are anything else.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably sitting there going, "Well, Christ, why am I watching y'all? You're only 2.5 games in front of us in the standings." It's been a terrible year. It's been a terrible year. But at least we still have papers on the Marlins and the Mets, man. That's not nothing.
Nope.
My walk-off will be that as far, I'm going to take it from the football aspect of it. I think this Big Ten is going to be fun. I really do. Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, they're going to be coming down the back half 3 wide. Keep an eye on that Illinois team, man. I'm telling you, Illinois they're not going to be the most electric team to watch. So I'm not going to stay in here and tell you that on Saturday afternoons, set your calendar around Illinois fighting Illini football, because it's 3 yards and a cloud of dust is all it is. I happen to particularly like that kind of football, but most fans are going to be like, this sucks. This is boring. But keep an eye on Illinois football. They are going to put some scares in some teams. And if the ball can bounce the right way for them, they might end up in Indianapolis playing one of these juggernauts for the Big Ten championship.
Could be.
Feels like they may have to win the Big Ten title to get in the playoffs. Because
I have a feeling, that's probably the way it's going to go.
I mean, let's be honest, no matter what they say, and they try to call themselves experts and all that crap, the 12 morons that sit in the room and decide who gets to go to the playoffs, they're all front runners. Every single one of them are front runners. And they vote for brands. They vote for the stickers on the helmets. They always have. They always will. And until they change the way that they choose teams for the college football playoffs, that's just the way it's going to be. We saw it in 2023 when they picked a much inferior Alabama team over Florida State, and you'll see it in 2025 if Illinois is in the mix, but they go, no, I don't know, man, Auburn, or, they'll just pick some random team. I don't want to pick on Auburn per se, but, I don't know, man, looking pretty good in Knoxville. Illinois could be 11-1. They're going to get screwed. So I feel like they're going to have to win the Big Ten title. But just keep an eye out for them because it's possible. All right, buddy. We'll see you next Friday mornings with Doug. College football, fantasy football, Major League Baseball talk. We'll see you next time, baby.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
The armchair quarterback, he's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Jerickson Profar. 6 home runs, 19 RBI, 5 stolen bases, bang 244. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 19 home runs, 71 RBI, a 265 clip. Ronald Acuna Jr. batting third and playing right. A 302 average with 14 home runs, 26 RBI, 4 stolen bases. Drake Baldwin batting cleanup behind home plate. 13 home runs, 52 RBI, a 285 average. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. He's got 20 home runs and 59 RBI, a 238 average. Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves with 13 home runs, 61 RBI, 14 stolen bases, bang 252. Batting seventh, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 10 home runs, 47 RBI, 11 stolen bases, bang 227. And Nacho Alvarez is batting 8th and playing 3rd. A 197 average with 3 RBI. Nick Allen batting 9th and playing short. 19 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .221. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves is Joey Wednesday. 3-3 with a 5.03 ERA and a 1.44 whip. 62 innings, 54 strikeouts, 60 hits allowed, 30 walks, 6 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Slade Ciccone. 5-5, the 4.11 ERA. 1.25 whip, 85 innings, 73 strikeouts, 83 hits allowed, 24 walks, 16 home runs served. Backing up Slade in the bottom of the first inning, in left field, it's Stephen Kwan. 10 home runs, 40 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .277. Martinez is in center field and batting second. 10 home runs, 40 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .233. Jose Ramirez, Joe Ram, batting third, playing third. 25 home runs, 64 RBI, 35 stolen bases, batting .295. David Fry, the designated hitter, is batting cleanup with 6 home runs, a 186 average, 18 RBI, 1 stolen base. Carlos Santana, batting 5th, playing first. 225 clip, 11 home runs, 51 RBI, 7 stolen bases. Arias is at short and batting 6th. He has a 233 average with 5 stolen bases, 45 RBI, 9 home runs. Kafis is in right field with the 216 average. He has a home run and 6 RBI, 1 stolen base in 37 at-bats. Rocchio is at second and batting 8th. 1 home run, 28 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .229. And Austin Hedges behind home plate, he's batting 9th. A 143 average, 3 home runs, 6 RBI, 1 stolen base, 112 at-bats this year. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Alfonso Marquez, so buckle up, boys and girls. It's going to be a wild ride. Willie Trainer's at first, second base Carlos Torres, and down the third base line, it's Charlie Ramos. Game time temperatures here in Cleveland, Ohio, at Progressive Park are expected to be about 84 degrees at first pitch, 7:10 Eastern, with the wind blowing in at about 5 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 106 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Our pick to click tonight, oof. We have got a very small sample size, and it's not good for Profar. He is 0 for 9 lifetime versus Slade. You would hope that the laws of averages would get him to knock it through tonight, but we're going to stay away from him. Ozuna's 1 for 2. Other than that, Olsen's 0 for 1, Ozzy's 0 for 1, and no one else has had it at bat. We're going to go and pick the Drake. Going up against the righty, hitting in the middle of that order with Ozuna behind him and Acuna in front of him. We think he'll get into 1 or 2, at least get you a couple of bases. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to put some runs up on the board and win this one 5-3. Your American Rebel beer, keys to the game tonight, it's going to be all about what Joey Wentz does on the hill. He had a couple of very good starts when he first came to Atlanta. The last 2, not so much. So who do we get tonight? Do we get someone who can fool the lineup 2 times through and then they go grab him, get him the heck out of Dodge and turn it over to maybe an Austin Cox or someone of that ilk out of the bullpen? Or does he cough up a bunch of runs and have us playing catch up the whole night through? Considering Cleveland's offense is ranked very low in MLB, we're going to go with the idea that Joey's going to go out there and shove tonight and at least get us 4, maybe even 5 really good innings. Anything past that is icing on the cake. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
evening, Braves country. Hope y'all are having a fantastic Saturday. Programming update. We've already told you about the doubleheader on Monday afternoon. It's a matinee. We're going to do a matinee next Saturday. We're not going to do the Friday night game. We're going to try something different on the next Saturday. The Red Sox are playing the Yankees. So we're going to do that game early, and then the Braves play that night. That's the last Saturday before real college football begins. And as always, we won't be here on that first Saturday because that's when we do our drafts and everything. But we will be here that Sunday. So there you have that. It's a weird start time, too. They're starting that game on Saturday like it's 6 o'clock. It's like right in the middle of everything. I don't even understand what the hell they're doing. But they're in Pennsylvania, so they don't understand. All right. Who do we got here? So if you see this thing that I put up on the screen, it won't always be word for word, but something similar to this that you see on the screen, that means that that's where we're going to start calling from. If you haven't chimed in after that, we're not going to worry about it. Now, we're not going by the book on that. I'm actually going back several minutes before that. But just to get you an idea of what the hell that is, it's just so people see it and you understand what is going on. So we're going to go back to about 6:45 Eastern, and it's where Gary is at. Gary the Real McCoy, Country Club member. Good to see you. Justin Green. Everybody loves Raymond Lovelace, Country Club member. Iron Lung, Country Club member and new moderator. We got Willis Mathis. We've got JC, Country Club member. Braden Quinn is in the club. Who else do we have in here tonight? Iron Lung, we already said him. Trina, Country Club member. Who else do we have in here tonight? Assuming John's in here, but I haven't scrolled extremely far back. Royal PETA, Country Club member. Uncle Charlie Fritz. Uncle Charlie Fritz is a Country Club member. And see if we got anybody else in here. Mark Ricky Ricardo in the club. In the club. James Fisher. George Pearson. Royal PETA sounded off from Jacksonville, Florida. Anyone else see? Timothy. Travis Oswald. Remember old Roy Oswalt? That was a hell of a pitcher. In his prime, he was a pain with the Astros. Who else do we have in here? Darryl Little. And David Macumber. CT Chris Townsend. And B.A. Baracus. So, there we go. Country Club and all the others loud and clear. We are going to go ahead and take a really quick break. When we come back, it's about that time. Joey Wentz, you did notice, I'm sure, that Drake is in the lineup tonight, which is good, I think. I'm so sick and tired of watching Sean Murphy whiff at his own shadow. And Harris, I got, considering how everybody's batting right now, I like this lineup. We'll talk more about it when we come back, but I like this lineup over others. I still say Acuna's not a three-hitter. We'd be doing so much better with him in the one hole, Profar in the two, and Icehouse in the three, and away we go. But it always seems like it takes him 3 weeks to figure it out. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Hey, Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
You're in Braves Country.
Happy Saturday night. Got a lot of good songs of yours written about Saturday night. Can't do it in a poll style, but I'm wondering, what's your favorite rock and roll, country song, whatever? I'm sure there's rap songs that I'm not aware of. What's your favorite song about Saturday night? A few of them come to mind. We got the new click emoji, and it's also for our football gambling shows. But I figured I would just make it generic and not have it football or so I didn't have to keep reloading a new one in. So this is the new click emoji. So for you country club members, you can put the click it. You can put your player that you're going to click and just go and roll with it. Makes it easier for you. We also got This one's especially for our newest moderator. We got you a snit button there, Iron Lung. It's actually for those of y'all who are listening and not seeing it. It's a poop emoji that we put snit across. So all of y'all like to do the old snit every time something bad happens. So we figured we'd just make an emoji and run with it. And we're keeping the Glacius one in there for the foreseeable future until he starts turning into the all snit button again. And what else do we have going on tonight? Oh, this lineup. I like this lineup. And if you wonder why that's the one thing I never get on the snit about is the lineup, is because he doesn't really make it out. It gets sent to him. It gets handed to him. And a lot of teams do that nowadays, so you can't lean on him and say, well, why aren't you making it? They get told this is what we're going with. They'll get some insight with it. What do you think? What do you think? But then they take it back upstairs and boom, this is what you're going to get it no matter what. What the heck is an IOU emoji for? We only have so many. I can only enter. I can only take them in and out. So I might have to wait till we get to the point where we get another emoji, because it goes off of how many club members we have, and as it grows, they give us a new emoji. I think we're quite a ways away from that. But what is the Money Mike's been playing well, y'all. If he starts falling off the board, I'll give it to you. But Money Mike, I actually almost put Money Mike's in there tonight, but we figured we would do the snit and the click one, just because when you do one for a specific player, until we get to the point where we have like 30 of these things, 40 of these things, it's really difficult to do because they take a while to load in. I can't really do them on the fly. If I'm by myself, I'm just kind of up Snit Creek. So it's hard for me to justify it if it's not a starting pitcher or a closer. Wentz doesn't really have a good nickname, so we didn't do one for him. We went with the one for Iglesias. Right now, I think all we have is Gumdrop, Wall Drop. Sale's coming back. We'll have him again, and then, of course, we have Strider. But if he starts falling off the table again, we'll put the I'll make an IOU for him. You know he's batting .252 now? They were debating last night on one of the shows, could he get to .265 by the end of the year? It wouldn't shock me. It just wouldn't. He catches fire in August and September. The problem is he's got to figure out how to get there before then. Braves are wearing their Friday night reds again. I'm starting to think we didn't pack a lot of jerseys to go on this road trip. We've worn this Friday night red the last 3 or 4 nights, and that's what we're doing again with the gray pants. Braves across the chest in navy outlined in white, navy ball caps, white A representing the city of Atlanta. Names on the back in navy outlined in white, and the names on the back in navy, the numbers on the back in navy and outlined in white. Cleveland Guardians are wearing their home whites top to bottom, Guardians across the chest. Everyone's in an uproar about the Redskins. I mean, man, give me the Cleveland Indians back. At least they had a couple of really great movies about them. Guardians, my God, that is a stupid name. And the worst part about it is whose legacy they stole when they took the Indians name off of that. I know y'all have heard it in our shows before. Here comes the first pitch, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. Looks like they are going to bring us in pretty quickly, and pitch misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Swing and a miss by Profar. It's 1-1. So 1-1 count. I don't know if I can go by that, Wills, because this winning started a week and a half ago. The 1-1 pops it up high in the sky. Who wants it? Coming underneath it. F9 in your scorecard. Right fielder for the Guardians. Kafis once again. Out there, and it's one away. Left to right in the outfield. It's Quan, Martinez, and Kafis. And in the infield, you've got Ramirez, Arias, Rocchio, and Santana. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball. Right there for a strike to Matt Olson. It's 0-1. Austin Hedges is behind the plate. The 0-1. In the dirt, curveball, 1-1. Slade Saconia. You'll hear me say Slade the rest of the day just because I think it's a better name. Anytime someone has a cool first name, I usually go with that, or if it's a nickname. Slade on a 1-1 count. What you'll see from Slade tonight is a four-seamer, a slider, a curve, a sinker, a change, and a cutter. 1-1. Bender down inside. Ball 2-1. 2-1 count. Olson betting 265 on the year. Come set. 91 out of the zone. High and out of the zone. 3-1. 3-1 count to Olson. One out, nobody on. Infield back and to the right. The 3-1 pitch. 93 way outside wide. Called for a wide strike two by home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez. It's not one of his more egregious ones, but it was outside the plate. You will get frustrated with Marquez. The payoff pitch. Caught looking strike three. That one 95 on the outer edge. That one you got to swing at. Olson's got to be a little more aggressive in that at bat. 2 away. Two up, two down, and Ronald Acuna Jr., the batter. First pitch on the way, 86 inside. It's 1-0. Came back off the IL last night. Pretty quiet night. 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. Slade digs in. The 2-0. High and out of the zone, 96 miles an hour. Ball 3-0. The 3-0 brings it. Pops it up. High in the sky behind home plate. Should be an easy play. It is. And F2 in your scorecard. So a miserable start to the game, but we got Wentz on the mound and the good luck jerseys according to Willis when we return.
My therapist said I was a people pleaser, and I don't know how to tell her, like, where are these pleased people? She's not pleasing the peoples. There are no pleased peoples. Like, where?
Here's my interpretation of Diddy's lawyer in the courtroom. Your Honor, he was the bottom every time, I swear to God. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. He's got a persistent skincare routine. Hey, if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's that Costco is a treat. Huh? Am I right? Your Honor, my client can't even use oil. He's got a peanut allergy.
I know you pay me a lot of money. What do you want me to say? I'm not the one who bought 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Your two goes a long way.
Your Honor, is this going on my record?
I went to go get my glasses today, and guess who I ran into? Everybody.
Hey, Frank, I'm giving this guy a handy under the table. Are you jealous?
She's mashing it.
She does that.
I'm very aroused. Very good.
What would we call you if you had a big thing?
Daddy.
Asleep, because you'd be dreaming.
It's like they don't understand how hard you were trying.
He cared deeply, and sometimes I don't think that resonated with the fans who were watching about how much he really cared.
He got to the point when he was having a hard time, we set up a batting cage kind of thing, very modest one in the garage, and he would be there till 3 a.m.
It was never that Mike Schmidt didn't care, but that he cared too much.
Mike Schmidt was trying to defend his home run title. Maybe he was trying too hard.
Mike Schmidt wasn't just a thinker, he was an overthinker. The whole process of how he was going to go about an at-bat became the recurring plot line of Mike Schmidt's career.
Welcome back. Joey Wentz goes to work. First pitch on the way is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Quan the batter. He was the star of the show of a scoreless game for Cleveland last night, the 1-0. Swung on, fouls it away. Wasn't for him. Hurston Waldrop might have been playing around with a no-hitter. Did y'all see this Nolan McLean today pitching for the Mets? He's pretty impressive. They called him up, 24-year-old. 1-1, slaps it down the line. 1-2. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. The Mets get off the schneid and get a win against Seattle. He had some pretty nasty stuff. He's kind of like Hurston Waldrop 2.0. 1-2 count. Swing. Hammers it over to third. Nacho from his knees. Fires across the infield. Won't be in time. But a nifty stop by Nacho, keeping that to a 1-bagger. Braves continue to play that shift against Quan, and he continues to pelt it down the left side of the infield. I don't expect them to change. Their current front office believes in overshifts against light-hitting batters, and I'm sure they will continue to do so. First pitch on the way to Martinez is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's a 1. The 0-1. Put who at short, SS? Stephen Kwan? We done. The 0-1 count. Swing, hammers it over third. 5, 4, 3. Rally killing double play. Nacho doesn't have the range that an elite shortstop defensive guy has. He's hitting worse than Nick Allen, so I don't know if that's the answer. He's coming into today hitting 197. At least Nick Allen's going to win a Gold Glove. First pitch on the way is a 4-seamer high and out of the zone to Joe Ram. It's 1-0. Jose Ramirez, 25 home runs, a 295 average, 64 RBI, 891 OPS. At one point, a rumor to be heading to Atlanta before he signed his very club-friendly deal. 1-0. Misses the zone. Outside 2-0. That's one of the more shocking ones that I've ever seen in Major League Baseball is Jose Ramirez, close to free agency. He signed a sweetheart of a deal. The 2-0, outside wide 3. So 3-0 count. Guardians is a terrible name if you know what it comes from, what errors. They name it after the goofy statue on the bridge. The 3-0, right down the pipe, 3-1. But the idea that nobody workshopped the name Commanders, I mean, 30 seconds after it was released, everyone was calling them the Commies. The 3-1 rattles it back foul 3-2. I remember, like, on X, it was probably Twitter at that point, but on X they were, like, within 30 seconds there were memes about the Washington Commies. It's like nobody sat in that meeting and realized you're going to shorten the name of any team unless it's a one-syllable name like the Braves. The payoff pitch, swing, pops it up. Will it stay in play? Looks like it will. Matt Olson camping out underneath it, and that'll end the inning. They'll go down. 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash. The Drake comes to the plate when we return.
So when I was young, I was hella poor, okay? But after years of hard work, I'm no longer young.
I would rather in my hands and clap.
One time I was at work and we had a new employee, and a couple months later she added me on Facebook and she came up to me and she said, "Hey, I just realized you're actually kind of not ugly because you wear makeup in your pictures on Facebook." I think about that till this day.
You know, if you ever met me, you'd think I was on medication. But if you ever got to know me, you'd wonder why I'm not.
Who knew that so much of adulting would be spent trying to keep yourself awake during the day and then also trying to get yourself to sleep during the night, all while just slowly getting worse at both?
Paralysis by analysis is such a great way to sum up Mike Schmidt's mentality and, as he called himself, a head case. Paralysis by overanalyzing to a point where you can't perform, you can't get the job done.
And that's the one thing I used to talk to Mike about all the time when he would start thinking about his hitting and all, about not to get too deep with it, just trust his work and his talent.
We're playing at Wrigley Field, and the wind, it had to be blowing 45 miles an hour, blowing out. And he's talking with Danny Ozark. And he says, "Hey, Danny," he says, "don't be afraid to put a hit and run on with me today because it makes me stay in and hit the ball the other way." And I turned around and I said, "Mike, do you see that flag out there? You can hit a ball off your knuckles and it's going to go out. You got to pick another ballpark for a hit and run." As it turned out, he ended up hitting, I think he hit 3 home runs that day. But you're talking about overanalyzing and swinging everything. He felt he needed something to get him motivated and get going.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. The Drake leads us off. First pitch on the way. There you go, Drake. 95 miles an hour outside wide, 1-0. It's the first time he has taken the first pitch in the game of a pitcher he hasn't seen, which is the majority of them, in 6 times. 1-0. Well, he pops that one up, so that didn't last long. Down the line, would stay in play. Just out of the reach of Jose Ramirez, or that would have been an easy out. I'm convinced it's Tim Dreyer. Or Tim Hyer. I'm convinced that Tim Hyer is the problem. They used to have only 1, maybe 2 guys who do it. Now they're all swinging at the early pitch. One count. Swing. Slices that foul. It's 1-2. One-two count. Braves nothing. Cleveland nothing. Top of the second. Brewers are taking a 1-0 lead over the Reds in the 4th, trying to extend their win streak. 1-2. Bang down the line, into the corner. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the Drake heading for second, and he is safe. And your Atlanta Braves have a leadoff double. Let's go, Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
So 1 on, nobody out. We'll go ahead and clean the screen up here. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. 95 up top. 1-1. It's funny, I was getting ready for the game. I had in the background was doing some production stuff, and I had the NFL preseason. I wasn't really paying attention, but it was the one. Whoa! That ball hit Ozuna in the head. Knocks his batting helmet off. He appears to be okay. He gets up instantly. That ball hit him clean in the dome. Right in the front, right on the A. Good night, Irene. Sure, well, seems okay. I thought they'd give him a little bit of a test before they sent him back out there, but it appears that he's going to be ready to roll. Michael Harris, the second, now the batter. If you're okay like that, what you really ought to do in your zone, you should roll around and really get in the pitcher's head. First pitch on the way, the sinker outside wide, 1-0. Make him where he's terrified, shell-shocked, and he can't throw the ball. 1-0 count. Swing, fouls it straight back, 1-1. Yeah, Nate, the bottom line, if you want to dip into one of the football shows, I can kind of break it down for you. But the bottom line is the funding for the stadium. And so that's why that went viral. That had nothing to do with anything else. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. And of course, that all stems from the name change a few years back. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count. Righty-lefty matchup, 2 on, nobody out. Harris digs in. Slade brings it. Hanger pops it back foul. Curveball. Probably not the best pitch that Mike wants to swing at, but it was bending really close to the zone. Just trying to protect the plate. It's one of those ones, if he doesn't swing at it, it's probably going to be called a strike. The 2-2. Swing, slaps that one foul down the line. We'll do it again. Slade at 27 pitches. Or about to be his 27th. 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the second. Infield back into the right, playing Michael to pull. The 2-2 pitch. Swing! That ball's hammered down the first base side, foul. Tom Goodwin, the first base coach of your Atlanta Braves, tosses it into the crowd. Goodwin looks like he could still pinch run. He had wheels back in his days. He still looks like you could probably put him on to pinch run for Murphy for sure. The 2-2. Swing, lifts it. High and deep into left field. Going back on the track. Making the catch at the wall is Quan. He'll fire it into the infield. And Drake does a great job of tagging up. He'll get to third. And though it wasn't a run and it wasn't a hit, it was a good fly ball, sac fly by Michael Harris to move the runner down to third base.
They know about that.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
He gave that a ride. He started wondering if it was going to carry at least up over his head at the wall. So runners on the corners. One out, and Ozzie Albies will be the batter. Nacho in the hole. There's probably a conversation of how they want to pitch Ozzie and maybe pitch around him. Really makes batting seventh in this lineup extremely difficult if you think about it, because as the first pitch on the way to Ozzie's outside wide, it's 1-0. You have to be incredibly patient because they don't just know that Nacho, who's hitting below 200 with no power, is behind you. After him, it's Allen. So any pitcher's going, I think I'll take my chances. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. That'll all be fixed in the offseason. They're going to do something about shortstop for sure. And, of course, when Riley comes back. They said on Wednesday that he was still having abdominal pain, so as the 1-1 pops it up, doesn't even get it out of the infield. Bad swing by Ozzie. F6 in your scorecard, 2 down. You can't go down and golf at one of those pitches with one strike. You got to have a purpose, and you have to make sure that you're getting it out of the infield. He went down and swung at the curveball, and the big looping swing just popped it up. Nacho Alvarez will try to come through, maybe slap a base hit somewhere, get the run home. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Very unproductive Goldman. Even with, if you think about it with Ozzie's speed, if he just drags one to the right side of the infield, it's going to score the 0-1. Swing! And that ball's going to get through for a base hit. Not a hard hit ball, but hit them where they ain't. And Nacho brings them home. It's 1-0. Your Atlanta Braves.
Whoa. Hey, check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign. It needs nachos to help me score.
One nothing your score. Nick Allen, the batter, takes the first pitch. Slider at the knees. Looked like a good pitch, but we got the call. It's 1-0. That'll take Nacho back over 200 on the season. The 1-0. Swing, lifts it. Oh, into left field. Get up, get up, get up. It's over the head of Quan, off the wall. One run will score. It's 2-0. Freddie's sending him home. Here comes the throw at the plate, and it is 3-0. Your Atlanta Braves. All right, Braves country. That's the closest thing that Nick Allen ever had to a home run. So we'll play his home run clip. 2-run.
Kidding? It's not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
2-run double. Brings home Ozuna and brings home Nacho from first.
You're the guy who put us in that Ramada in Milwaukee.
Want to talk about hotels? You want to win some ball games.
You won the World Series.
6 games.
And the Braves have a 3-0 lead. First pitch to Profar, missed for a ball. It's 1-0. He'll follow that one up with the four-seam fastball out of the zone. Ball 2-2-0. Slade on the ropes here, 37 pitches in. 2 outs here in the second. He's given up 3, and we've got a runner at second with good speed. With 2 outs, he could score on an infield single. The slider, high and out of the zone. Ball 3-0. Standing on deck is Matt Olson. Slade doesn't want to face him with runners on first and second. So if you're Profar, you got to be sitting dead red. The 3-0 didn't matter. Ball 4 way out of the zone, just a bit outside. And your Atlanta Braves put runners on first and second. Still 2 outs. And here comes Matt Olson to the plate.
Well, the jerks start calling. They're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart blind, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Slade flips it over to second. Wide throw. Good play by Arias there to keep that from going to the outfield. First and second, 2 outs. Infield is back into the right. Braves lead at 3-0. Olson has a chance to break it open. First pitch on the way is a changeup. High and out of the zone. Or just inside the zone, I should say. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 95 miles an hour. 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Three 0 your score. All 3 runs have come home to roost in this inning. The 0-2 to Olson. Way outside wide, 97 miles an hour. 1-2. One swing here to double the lead of 3-0. 1-2 in the dirt, curveball, good take, 2-2. A bullet in the gap would surely score 2 with Profar at first. Olson sitting on 19 home runs, looking to tie the team lead with Ozuna right here with one swing. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, 97 miles an hour, just a touch out of the zone, but probably too close to take. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves put 3 on the board. Atlanta 3, Cleveland nothing.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Rules the Drake.
The Drake is good.
Oh, man, Mike, don't shut up. Oh, you shut your ass up. Let's go.
Lesbians. While often lumped together, gay men and lesbians have less in common than one might think. I am so sorry we have to meet like this, but I'm sure you can understand as parents the instinct to protect your child.
Yeah, it's what makes me want to punch you in the neck right now.
Enough. I want you and your kids to have a family play date. Maybe if the 4 of you can get along, you can set a better example for your children.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Fine. We'll host, obviously.
Obviously?
Well, I assume you have an unfinished woodworking project at your house.
You've got a lot of nerve.
Yeah, and you've got half a canoe in our living room.
I look forward to your frittata.
Oh, why? Are you visiting us in 2008?
He took the game so seriously. It was almost tunnel vision, so that he had to tune out me, the fans, everything, in order for him to be as good as he felt he should be.
In my opinion, paralysis from analysis, I think analysis and adjustments and the thinking that I did, I think allowed me to become the player that I became. The last half of the season in 1975, I got really hot, and I did hit enough home runs to lead the league. My RBIs were down into the 90s, I believe. That's a pretty good feat in itself.
The following year, Schmidt again got off to a slow start at the plate. This time, it would be veteran teammate Dick Allen who helped him come out of it.
I had been in a really cold spell. It was in mid-April, so fairly early in the season. And Dick Allen, he kept me back in the clubhouse as the team went on the field. And Dick told me, let's have some fun out there. Let's smile more. Let's try to relax. You know, it's just a game. Surely I didn't play the game with that kind of an attitude until that day. I went out there and I hit a home run. And then I hit a home run. And then I hit a home run. And then I hit a home run.
Here's Mike Smith. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. And
Mike Schmidt has drilled his 4th straight home run.
Your home with a classic called Braves Country Baseball. I'm not basing this on anything, but it'd be nice to see Austin Riley by next weekend. I mean, it's been a minute since he took that dive, first pitch on the way. It's a four-seam fastball to start the inning. Up top for a strike, it's 0-1. And if it's so bad that that's not possible, then you might just want to shut him down. The 0-1 fouls it straight back, it's 0-2. No, mathematically we're still in it, but a lot of things would have to fall our way, including a really long winning streak. 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the cutter. One away. They're interviewing the Mets catcher in the background, Francisco Alvarez. He's wearing a Seattle Mariners hat, which is who they're playing. What a weird thing to do in an interview. First pitch on the way is a cutter, misses high and out of the zone. Santana, it's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. 1-0. 85 outside. 2-0. 2-0 count. Carlos Santana batting .225 on the year, 11 home runs. The 2-0 pitch, 93, just below the knees. Did not get the call there. Ball 3-3-0. Wentz flirting with walking his first batter of the game. The 3-0. Right there for a strike, 3-1. Santana was trying to draw his walk. He flipped the bat and started heading to first, but that definitely hit the zone. He had to have known that was in the zone. I think that was just a tactic he was trying to do. 3-1 count. 3-0 your lead. Bottom of the second inning, just getting going here on a Saturday night in Rock and Roll City. The 3-1, ball 4 down below the knees. He'll head on down to first. We'll pull the screen back so you can see what's going on in the infield. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss at a strike. It's 0-1. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a typo that you had there, Nate. I'm not 100% sure what you were saying. The 0-1, swing and a miss 0-2. I think I got the gist of what you were saying, but there had to be a typo or something in there. Now, the only thing you can't do is you can't shut them down if they're healthy, because players union gets involved. Because you think about it, the player doesn't want to be shut down if he can go out there and add to his stats for his next contract. For what Riley doesn't have a contract for a long time coming up, but it'll still play into a lot of things. His entire career numbers, all that kind of stuff. 0-2 to Arias. Batting .233, pitch in the dirt, curveball, sharp curve. When he's pitching well, that pitch dips sharp like that, but it stays up just long enough to be in the zone. The right-handers are just flailing at it. He hasn't really had the touch on that the past couple of starts. The 1-2. Cutter in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count. Swing, slaps it back, foul, will do it again. Runner at first with one out, a double play gets you out of this. Joey Wentz, by the way, is at 26 pitches. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the four-seamer on the outer edge, 2 away. Joey's second strikeout of the day. You didn't stay up late with this last night. The Dodgers beat the Padres 3-2, continuing their season dominance and walking right back into first place in the NL West. They're now tied with the Padres, but they have the series edge. So any kind of a tie will go to the Dodgers in that situation. Lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to Kafis was a strike. Wentz looks back the runner. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. One-two count. Right there, 95 on the edge, 2-2. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike three. How about Joey Wentz, man? Did he just carry the side? We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So this guy named Marco finally talks his wife into going to Marathon, Florida on a fishing trip for their 20th anniversary. This is the last thing that she wants to do for a wedding anniversary because she's over the whole fishing hobby. But she says, okay. So he's out grabbing bait at the bait store when he gets accosted by this particularly shabby homeless man who says to him, "Sir, can I please have $10 to buy some food? I'm starving." He takes one look at him and he says, "You gonna buy beer with this $10? He says, no, sir, I gave up drinking years ago." "You gonna buy bait with this?" He goes, "No, sir, I don't have time to fish anymore. I'm just trying to stay alive." And he goes, "Are you gonna buy hunting gear with this?" He goes, "Sir, I'm in Marathon, Florida. Where would I even hunt?" "No, I just want to get a burger." So he looks at him and he goes, "I'm gonna do one better for you. I'm going to bring you home with me, and you're going out to a fancy dinner with me and my wife tonight." And he goes, "Sir, won't your wife be furious about this?" He goes, Yeah, she will, but I think it is really, really important that she see what happens to a man who gives up drinking, hunting, and fishing.
Mike Schmidt has drilled his fourth straight home run.
That turned out to be one hell of a day for me. And in terms of the Phillies, I think we won like 50 out of the next 63 ball games from that day on in 1976.
He'd go on to have another all-star season, and the Phillies would stay hot all summer long, looking to reach the postseason for the first time since the 1950 Whiz Kids. They had a 15-game lead at the end of August, but a slump shrunk it to just 3 by the middle of September. That slump agitated the fans, and no one was free from their wrath.
I remember one time someone was behind me and saying, "That Schmidt's wife, boy, is she ugly." And I do believe at that time I was pregnant, which is like hormones are an all-time high. I mean, people are very cruel when they want to be.
Welcome back. Ronald Acuna Jr. digs in. Lead us off here. Braves lead at 3-0. We head to the top of the third. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Misses high, ball 2-2. 2-0 count. Swing and a miss. Up top for a strike, 2-1. Slade fires in the four-seam fastball. 93 miles an hour in on the hands, 2-2. The 2-2 slaps it back foul. Got a pretty good beat on that one. The 2-2 chopper over to short. Easy play for Arias. 6-3, one down. One of the better defensive shortstops in baseball. Haven't really talked much about Gabriel Arias, but he was the one that threw out Profar at the plate last night. I still say that wasn't a bad send by Freddie Gonzalez. It was going to take a perfect relay, and that's what they got. From center to short to home. First pitch on the way to the Drake is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Swing, fouls it down the line. Are you asking about pick to click, Nathaniel? We took the Drake. I don't know if you're asking other people. I caught like a part. I always catch like 30% of the conversation because 12 of y'all in there, and y'all in 5 different conversations. The 1-1 chopped over to first. Santana cleans it up and steps on the bag, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. Marcelo Ozuna, the batter. First pitch misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Let's see what you're talking about, the 1-0. Swing. Rifles it into center field, and that's through for a base hit. So the Braves keep the line going here in the 3rd inning with a 3-0 lead. We'll see if we can get something going here as the Big Zoo gets the big hit. Same size as all the other emojis. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, first pitch on the way to Michael Harris is 93 off the plate. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. Saw a pretty good argument they were talking about the idea, if you remember, it was a fucking handful of years. I don't remember how many years in a row, but they used to do the 1-1 swing, fouls it straight back, 1-2. It was either Labor Day weekend or it was the weekend right before. It was always just as the summer was ending. And they would let the players for that weekend put their nicknames on the chest, on the back of their jerseys. I don't know if y'all remember that or not. The 1-2, swing, chops it over to first, over the head of the first baseman. And Rocchio there, the second baseman, is going to grab it underhanded to Slade. He taps the bag, and they barely get Michael in time. Michael busted it down the line. I think they got him by about a quarter step. We'll see if they want to challenge it. We'll head to break. They do. We'll come right back.
And there's one over here.
Looks like it's holding some water. I think it's time to go.
Today we hop aboard the big train and learn more about one of baseball's best pitchers, Walter Perry Johnson. His sidearm motion made it difficult for right-handed hitters to follow because the ball looked like it was coming out of third base. His record 3,509 strikeouts would stand for more than 55 years before it was surpassed by 3 other Hall of Fame pitchers in 1983. Only Cy Young has won more games than him, and they remain the only pitchers to win 400 or more games. He had 12 20-win seasons, of which 10 of them occurred in a row. Twice he topped 30 wins. He is the all-time leader in shutouts with 110. He also holds the record for most wins in 1-0 games with 38. 65 times during his career he lost because his team failed to score a run. He won the American League MVP twice, which has only been done 3 times in history by a pitcher. He remains the only pitcher in history to pitch 2 40-plus consecutive scoreless innings. His 547 hits are the most by a full-time pitcher, which thanks to the DH will never be broken. He led the league in strikeouts, a major league record 12 times. After all that, where does Walter Johnson rank on your all-time pitchers list?
I think his role has been on George Brett for many, many years to sort of guide the principles of the organization.
We got action.
I think he loves being able to meet people.
And it drives me crazy. I'm trying to watch the game, and you're doing backflips and running around yelling and screaming.
He's such an icon in Kansas City. He's everybody's childhood.
You know what they call this room? Pine Tar Productions. Perfect. Isn't that what this is? Pine Tar Productions? Pine Tar Collective.
To roam around during the games, to sit with the owner, to hobnob with different sponsors.
Hey, Rusty, how are you? Good to see you.
He's really good at that. I used to tease him and say, "You're Slugger in a blazer." That's basically what he is. He's like their mascot in a blue blazer.
Welcome back, Braves country. First pitch on the way from Joey Wentz is high and outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Brian Rocchio, the number 8 hitter, so 8, 9, and 1 due up tonight here in the third. The 1-0 inside. Man, that came close. That almost got him in the arm. Two-0 count. Swing, rips it. High and deep, she's gone. Right down Main Street, and it's 3-1. Number 8 hitter, just his second home run of the year. Joey Wentz staring out a little bit of trouble here to start the third. Reds and Brewers are tied at 1. They're in the 6th. Astros are in Houston. They lead the Orioles 1-0. White Sox, Royals, Kansas City. In Kansas City 2-0 in the third. Here's your out-of-town score gets going here. First pitch on the way to Austin Hedges. He drags a bunt down, bounces it off the plate in his bat. Foul. It's a They're in Minneapolis tonight. The Tigers lead the Twins 2-0 in the third inning. Out in Kansas City, Missouri, Cardinals lead the Yankees 5-2 in the second. 0-1 in the dirt. Earlier today, the Cubs outlasted the Pirates 3-1. Wrigley Field, the 1-1 pitch. 91 misses outside wide, ball 2-2. Blue Jays pound the Rangers 14-2 in Toronto. The Nats blank the Phils in our nation's capital 2-0. The Red Sox, they beat the Marlins 7-5 in Fenway. 2-1. Hammers it down the third base line. 2-2. Later on tonight, you got some pretty good matchups if you're up late watching baseball. You've got Padres and Dodgers are back at it again. Cease versus Snell. 2-2. Just got a piece of it, drags it foul. I think I already mentioned it, but the Mets did beat the Mariners 3-1 off the new kid McLean that came up from minor leagues. He threw a pretty good one today. Rays are at the Giants tonight, 9:05 first pitch, and the Angels are at the Athletics. The 2-2 is in the dirt, ball 3-2. Full count to Hedges. Reds, since we've just been speaking about the scores, the Reds have taken a 2-1 lead. Brewers on a 13-game winning streak now. 13 or 14, I can't remember. Payoff pitch, swing, that ball's belted into left field, but right at Profar. He'll make the catch just before the warning track. One away. Just got a little bit too much on top of it. Lefty-lefty matchup now as the order flips back over. Stephen Kwan, 1-for-1, third hit in the series earlier in the first. First pitch is a cutter right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Cutter down and away. 1-0. 1-1 count. Wentz 44 pitches in. Brings it. 93 outside wide. 2-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow afternoon. 1:40 first pitch. The 2-1. Hanger, swing, bangs it into right, just in front of Acuna's feet. And it's a one-out single for the Guardians. His fourth hit in the series. Looking at that again, if they don't have Acuna playing so far back, he's going to make that catch. But the outfield is almost standing back there at the warning track for a guy who's a pretty light-hitting outfielder. First pitch on the way. Martinez shanks it down the first base line. It's on. We pulled the screen back so we can see what's going on. One on, one out. Tying run stands at the plate, Angel Martinez. 10 home runs on the year. Pretty much in a platoon system right now in center field for the Guardians. He tends to go versus the lefties. Runner goes, the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, and Stephen Kwan steals the bag with ease, and he's sitting at second base in scoring position. One count, swung on, banged on the ground over to short, fires it, 6-3, put out. 2 down, runner at second will hold. But he's in scoring position. And the best hitter on the Guardians comes to the plate, Jose Ramirez. First pitch on the way, swing, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Ramirez, 25 home runs on the year and 889 OPS. The 0-1 pitch. Swing, hammers it over short. Allen's got it, rips it over to Olsen. 6-3, and that'll end the inning. Cleveland gets a run, but it could have been a lot worse. Good job by Wentz to get out of the jam.
I'm not always an anxious person. I mean, as long as the house is clean and I've had enough sleep and I'm not worried about how much money is in my bank account and absolutely nothing is overstimulating me, I'm like actually super chill.
December 20th, South Carolina became the first state to secede from the Union in 1860, setting the stage for the Civil War. This was fitting as South Carolina had been at the center of the nullification crisis nearly 30 years earlier when John C. Calhoun and President Andrew Jackson clashed over federal authority and states' rights. The raid on Harper's Ferry by John Brown in 1859 further convinced many Southerners that slavery could only be protected by controlling the federal government. However, at the 1860 Democratic National Convention held in South Carolina, the party fractured over the issue of slavery, splitting into northern and southern factions. This division allowed the presidential race to feature 4 candidates, paving the way for Abraham Lincoln to win with less than a majority of the popular vote. To the South, Lincoln's election meant a loss of control, and South Carolina's secession led to a chain reaction of southern states leaving the Union, forever altering U.S. history. And while the nation plunged into its bloodiest conflict ever, it led to what Lincoln called a new birth of freedom.
The life he's gotten to live, I think he really loves it. And Kansas City's the perfect place for him.
Brett's lived in Kansas City just about as long as he's been a Royal. It's where he still makes his home today, where his family roots feel the strongest.
We try to have dinner every Sunday night. Every Sunday night, usually. We try to.
All the boys live within a couple miles of us, and we try to get together as a family once a week for dinner. We call it family dinner, and usually on a Sunday.
This is a tri-tip. It's a really popular dish in California. Earlier, I got some garlic cloves and sliced them up real thin and got some rosemary. We'll take it to 120, and then we're going to let it breathe a little bit. And we're just going to have some sandwiches tonight. Onions, peppers, we got beans and salad. It's going to be a fun night.
You play for one reason and one reason only, to win. Losing sucks.
Wiz steps to the plate. Ozzie Albies smacks the first pitch down the line. Foul. Left field side. It's 0-1. Ozzie Albies 0 for 1 on the day. Batting .226 now. After a couple of good nights this week. 0-1. Right there on the outer edge. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. He popped out with runners on the corners his first time up. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. 96 up top. Tough pitch, 1 down. It's about as hard as I've seen him throw all night. Lean back and let her rip. First pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez. Misses high. It's ball 1. 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Alvarez with an RBI single his first time up. Pitch, swing, rattles it off the mask. Hedges. 1-1. 1-1 count. Slider down and away to him. Braves 3, Cleveland 1, top of the 4th. The 2-1 high and inside. Bends out of the way, almost got him in the dome. Remember, he hit Ozuna in the helmet earlier in the game. I don't think there's any intent in any of these. Nonetheless, it's eventually going to get really old real quick. Those balls come humming up around your eyeballs. 3-1 count. Right there, 4-seamer, full count. Braves 3, Cleveland 1, top of the 4th. Fairly quickly moving game here on a Saturday night. The payoff pitch. Hits it down the right field line, giving chase. That ball's going to drop in no man's land, and your Atlanta Braves got something going here.
Whoa, hey, check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign that needs nachos to help me score.
Just kind of clinked it down the line. Santana, the first baseman, and Capus, the right field, they were giving chase, but neither one of them had a real chance at it. So 1 on, 1 out, and Nick Allen rifles the first pitch down the line, foul. It's 0-1. Allen right now, if the game ended right now, he would actually be your player of the game. He's got a double and 2 RBIs. Scalded one off the top of the left field wall. The 0-1 swing, chops it over to first. Here comes the double play, and I don't think he got either one of them. Looked like the throw pulled him off the bag. The relay definitely did not beat Allen. We'll see what they call here. Looks like they are both safe. And so it'll be interesting to see how they call this.
Hitting? Not about muscle.
He definitely missed the bag.
Simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G,
Allen
gravity, of course, remains a
throw.
constant. It's not
Runners on first and second, 1 out. It'll be a fielder's choices in E3. The first pitch on the way is a cutter banged down the first base line. It's 0-1. That's what I figured they would go with, but you never know nowadays. Sometimes they get really friendly with the calls. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. 0-2 count. Righty-lefty, kicks and fires, 96 misses high, 1-2. Trying to get her to chase up top. The 1-2. In the dirt, ball 2, 2-2. Two count. Ciccone throws the changeup, and that ball is smacked down the first base line. We'll do it again. Wind blowing in just slightly in from the outfield at about 5 miles an hour, so nothing of great consequence. 2-2 count. 2 on. Braves lead by 2. Deuce is wild here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch on the way. In the dirt. 3-2. Standing on deck is Olsen. Profar 0 for 1 with the walk in the second. Olsen 0 for 2 standing on deck. The payoff pitch. High and out of the zone, ball 4. They checked down the line, but no way he went. And the jerk store loads him up.
Well, the jerk store, Cole. They're running out of you.
Ducks all over the pond.
It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Matt Olson coming to the stage. He's got a chance to clear the base with one. Here's the first pitch. The ball's going to get to the backstop. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he is safe. Nacho Alvarez just beats it out. And the Braves take a 4-1 lead.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign in these nachos to help me score.
Good hustle by Nacho. Good job by Olson. He immediately started motioning Nacho to come home. Those are often overlooked because the batter at the plate normally has a much better view than what the runner does. He's looking at his guy to say, hey, do I come or do I go? The 1-0. Outside wide, call for another wide strike. Bad call by Marquez. And he's getting the eye roll from Matt Olson. I can't blame him. That is the third time he has called a wide first strike to Olson tonight. He's only had 3 at-bats. The 1-1 down and in, 2-1. Two-1 count. Swing, lifts it, high and deep, into left field. That should get the run home. Here comes the throw from Quan. He'll fire it into the infield. Both runners go on the play. Allen will score, and did Profar got thrown out? Did he score in time? What a stupid play by Profar once again. Have to take a look at this to make sure. Allen was, thankfully, he was booking it. And Profar, okay, he is out. I mean, he did score, so it's 5-1, but another boneheaded mistake by Jurickson Profar.
I just found out something super exciting. Before you go to any of your holiday meals, guess what? Telling people to f*** off is gluten-free.
AC/DC makes me think of Back in Black, but the battle between AC and DC was full of legitimate, dirty deeds done dirt cheap. The War of the Currents was waged largely between two men, Thomas Edison and his former employee, a quirky Serbian immigrant named Nikola Tesla. Tesla was a proponent of alternating current, but Edison had already invested heavily in his direct current system, and had major money backers to answer to. Tesla stormed out, and George Westinghouse, Edison's chief rival, jumped at the chance to buy Tesla's AC patents. After a long and dirty propaganda effort, complete with lawsuits, patent stealing, corporate takeovers, and the invention of the electric chair, the current war was over. Edison had won, except he didn't. Against his wishes, the Edison General Electric Company would wind up adopting alternating current, validating his rival Tesla, and after mergers with the likes of J.P. Morgan, Edison not only lost direct current, but his company dropped his name as well, becoming General Electric. As for Tesla, he died penniless, but his remaining work was seized by the FBI and given for analysis to an MIT scientist named John G. Trump, whose nephew is,
When I was younger, I used to go to concerts and stuff that started at 8 p.m., but now I don't because that is the middle of the night.
I eat like string beans and green peas.
Pasta?
Yeah, I eat some pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, I eat some pasta.
Chicken, steak, all the regular stuff.
Yeah, all
no
regular.
Seafood though?
No, I'm allergic.
At the vet, where the cars were parked, we'd have to walk up this long tunnel and we'd be exposed to the fans. And Mike, he was the lightning rod of everything in Philadelphia. So people said some terrible things.
Back then, ball players parked in a parking lot that was accessible to people. And it was a game every night, how we escaped the park without everybody seeing us. And we would go up some stairs in the boiler room or some crazy stuff. And I think the escape artist in us back then was sort of, what are we going to do tonight?
Welcome back. Thankfully, after when it's all said and done, Nick Allen was hustling on the play. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball, fouls it back out of play. It's 0-1. David Fry, the batter, lefty-righty matchup. There was no reason for Profar to be going on that play. You don't gain anything from him being at third base with 2 outs. The 0-1. That's why they always tell you, you don't want to be the first or the last out at third base. That goes back to freaking Little League. But on the same token, Freddie's got to be standing there at third going, don't come, stay. Because you don't gain anything. The 1-1 bangs that down the left field line. Is it in play? It's not, it's 1-2. One-two count. Pitch on the way in the dirt, 2-2. Braves lead at 5-1, bottom of the fourth. So that's a small takeaway from it, but I mean, when you got a Joey Wentz on the hill, you need as many runs as you can. You never know when the wheels are going to fall off. He's got an ERA north of 5 for a reason. The 2-2, swing, chops it over to short. Nick Allen, 6-3, one away. And if it ends up being a game where the Braves win and they win going away, and it's not a close game, the writers will never bring it up because there's only this is basically a ghost patrol that's following the team around nowadays on the road. All the main ones, none of them go. I don't even know how it's being funded because most of them are just, they're not writing for a major outlet. So pretty much the road games, it's a ghost crew. Curveball misses outside to start off the at-bat to Santana. It's 1-0. But those are the kinds of questions that fans want to know, and that's not Snicker's fault. I'm not saying that, but he's got to be asked that question so that he's putting his guys under fire, saying, "I'm tired of getting asked this junk after the game." But I will say this: the fundamentals by the Atlanta Braves are not what they used to be. You see them get just dumb play after dumb play. The fundamentals are just not there. 2-0 right there for a strike, 2-1. And I would say that it is an indication of what's going on around Major League Baseball, but I watch a lot of other baseball games, a lot of other baseball teams, good teams, and they don't tend to make these stupid mistakes night after night. The 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. Sometimes I laugh when I'm getting ready for a series and I see a team and they'll have all their coaches listed. The Braves have their typical, I think it's a pretty normal coaching staff, and you'll see some teams, they have all these other, the 3-1 is fouled off the foot. Do it again. They'll have all these extra coaches listed, and I'm like, what the hell are all these guys doing? Well, maybe they're focusing on the little things, and maybe that's what the Braves need to bring into the fold. Have guys that are out there that are specifically going over fundamentals every single day. Payoff pitch. Fouls it back. You never, if you're at second, unless it's a gimme, you never risk it where it's going to be a close play going from second to third with 2 outs. That's the gist of it. The 3-2 inside, and he'll miss it. Four-seam fastball, ball 4, and Santana will head on down to first. 1 out walk for Wentz. And we've talked about it a ton, but basically, I just believe the message has gotten stale. So it's not necessarily that any individual coach on that staff is just this horrific baseball coach. That's not what I'm getting at. I just feel like it's a stale message, and it's time for new blood across the board. I don't want to see them promote within, and I don't want to see them just add a manager and keep everything else the status quo, because it's going to be the same thing. 1-0, swing and a miss at the four-seamer. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves lead at 5-1. The 1-1 is swung on and sizzle back foul. It's 1-2. Well, Ozuna's a free agent, 9-1. In a perfect world, to me, you trade Sean Murphy and you keep Ozuna. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. But I don't know that there is as much as a lot of the Braves fans believe that Sean Murphy is this elite defender, I don't think that's the sentiment around the league. Because if it were, they wouldn't be running on him left and right. First pitch on the way is chopped over to third. Nacho has it. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. So good job by Wentz getting out of that walk. We'll head to the fifth. The Drake will lead us off again. Usually good things happen when that happens.
Do lizards just ever look at snakes and be like, Lieutenant Dan?
Suspect's laugh so intense we had to invest in waterproof furniture.
Suspect's been spotted wearing the same shirt for 3 damn days.
Suspect's morning hair is so wild even the birds are jealous of that nest.
Shut up. Suspect claims to be on a diet, but he hasn't had a salad in 3 weeks.
Suspect's idea of foreplay is saying, all right, let's get this over with.
Yeah, because I want to eat dinner.
Oh, they're flying the tiny instruments in from El Paso.
El Paso. I spent a month there one night.
We are a generation that will never come back. A generation that walked to school and then walked back. A generation that did their homework alone to get out ASAP to play in the street. A generation that spent all their free time in the streets with their friends. A generation that collected sports cards. A generation that made paper toys with their bare hands. A generation who bought vinyl albums to play on record player. A generation that played board games and cards on rainy days. A generation whose TV went off at midnight after playing the national anthem. A generation that is passing, and unfortunately, it will never return no matter how hard we try. I loved growing up when I did. It was the best of times. We are a generation that will never come back.
One night, Mike looks at me and he goes, will you go get my car and pull it up? Because I don't want to walk out in front of all those people. I just want to get my car and go home. And I looked at him and I said, Mike, you know I'm an all-star too. And he sort of looked at me like, oh yeah, I did go get his car. And I brought it, he got in it, and then I went and got my car. And we went and we had something to eat. But Mike wishes he could, after the game was over, tunneled underneath his home to Media PA, wherever he's living, come up, be in his house, because that's just who Mike was.
Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today. Welcome back. Ron Acuna Jr. swings at the first pitch. He'll bang it through the hole, and there we go. We get a base hit for Vamos Ramos. Let's go, Bravos! That was a hard chopper right through the hole, and we get the fifth inning started off with a base hit by Ronald Acuna Jr.
Vamos!
Bravo. Bravo.
Drake Baldwin, the batter. First pitch on the way to the Drake. Swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Drake doubled and scored a run. He's 1 for 2, so that click is clocked. Batting .286 on the year, 13 home runs. This seems like a place that if he called this home, he would just own that right field porch. The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2, just got a piece of it. It's pretty enticing right field fence over there if you're a left-handed power hitter. They'd give their right arm to have Matt Olson in this place, man. Are you kidding me? The 1-2. Swing, slaps it down the line. We'll do it again. Good to see you pushing buttons. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Pushing buttons, pushing waves, probably pushing some brews. On a Saturday night in August. The 2-2 to the Drake. Swing, hammers it over to first. Off the glove, Santana. High throw over to second. He'll get Acuna as Arias helps Acuna up as he kind of slid and wiped out there at second base. So it's going to be a fielder's choice as Acuna smiles heading back to the dugout. Acuna got held up because think he thought that ball might have been caught that was hit so hard to the first base side, but it had gone off the glove of Santana, so he kind of backtracked. By the time he realized it, he didn't have time to get down to second. A 1-on-1 out in Ozuna. Takes one right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Iron, I don't discount that theory that he may give us the hometown discount. The only reason why that may be is the 0-1 down below the knees 1-1. I think they have to tell him that they're going to move Smurf if they're going to keep him, because he doesn't want to hang around in the last few really solid years of his career and get benched from time to time every week. He's a 1-1 inside to him. He wants to know wherever he goes, I am your designated hitter, because he's the modern day version of his name is slipping my mind right now. Nelson Cruz, a right-handed power hitter, and that's all you can do is have him play at the DH position. The 2-1, swing, lifts it, high and deep into right center field. Get up, get up, get up. It's going to go off the wall. That ball gets down where the green grass grows. The Big Zoo hammers one into the right center field wall. It just misses pay dirt. Drake had to hold up, so he'll make it only to third. Wasn't sure if that was going to be caught by the right fielder out there, Kafis. I don't know if he lost it. Just didn't have a good beat on it. He kind of looked like he didn't know where he was, and the ball just got over his head. 12th double of the season. But I, for one, would like to see Ozuna come back. The guy he's a professional batter, and you need that. First pitch on the way to Harris is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. And it's not fair to Sean Murphy or Drake Baldwin to keep them both, unless you're going to have Drake constantly DHing. And I don't really love that idea. I'd rather have Drake at the plate. 1-0. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. Get up, get up, get up! Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run jack! And Money Mike says, I owe you nothing. 8-1.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
We got a snowman on the board. 452 happy feet. His 14th home run of the year. His 8th home run since the All-Star break. And Ozzie Albies comes to the plate. First pitch swinging. He bombs one high. He bombs one deep. Get up, get up, get up. Oh, right there at the wall. That ball drew rain. It is hit so high. Are you kidding me? Caught at the very back of the wall. Kafis' back was on the track on the wall for a loud out number 2. What little bit of wind out there may have knocked it down. Harris is laughing at Ozzie because he got the dugout because you thought you were going to do the same thing. First pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. They almost look like the mirror image. You knew it wasn't going to go as deep, but I thought that might get out. First pitch on the way off of that 0-1 is swung on and rattled back foul off the mask of Hedges, the backstop of the Cleveland Baseball Club. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. And that was right in Ozzie's wheelhouse, too. Ozzie is one of those strange batters that from the left side, and a little guy, he has got pop on slow pitches. Slow pitches down. Those are usually right in his wheelhouse. Pitches in the dirt, and it's 1-2 to Nacho Alvarez. He's 2 for 2. 2 singles, 2 runs, and an RBI. The 1-2 swing. That ball's going to get down into left field for a base hit. And Nacho.
Hey, check it out. What? Look. That guy!
Another single, a long single.
It is a sign. A sign that needs nachos to help me score.
Nacho doesn't have quite that kind of speed to turn that one into a double. Maybe a Michael, maybe a Profar, maybe even an Ozzy could turn that into two, but Nacho was smart and stayed where he was at. Big hooking single. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball up top to Nick Allen. It's 1-0. 1-0. Right there for a strike. When he first came up, Nathaniel, that was the clip that I would have loved to have used because these things pop into my head immediately, but I knew there was no way they'd let us use that one. 1-1 misses high to him. Use that, and within like 30 seconds, the whole thing would be shut down. Like, I'll see y'all tomorrow. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, rips it through the infield, and it's a hard bouncer into left. Here comes the throw into the infield. Nick Allen will slam on the brakes. Nacho goes corner to corner, and we keep that line moving here in Braves country. And that's going to be it. Stephen Vogt's coming out there. 103 pitches.
Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course.
And Slade got the what for sent to him tonight. Braves lead it by 7. We got a snowman on the board. We'll be back in a flash here in Braves country.
Remember when you're over here filming for the documentary? And then you said, George, go over and talk to your kids for 10 minutes. We want to get some video. And then I'll cook these 2 tri-tips, and they were well done. If I wouldn't have had to do that, just look at that. Is that perfect or what? Look at that. You ruined my dinner, James, by making me talk to my kids, and they're here right now. I talk to them all the time.
A ball and a strike to Brett. Well hit, deep right. If it stays fair, the Royals are in front. And they are. Home run, Brett. Slaps it. Brett makes a fine play and comes home. What a play! Yeah, you can smile, George. Why not? Over in the National League, Steve Garvey has 8 homers in league championship play. That's the overall record. Brett is right behind with 7, and Reggie Jackson has hit 6. That's in the playoffs as distinct from the World Series. Maybe this guy is the new Mr. October. 348 lifetime in league championship series play. Well hit to right again. Is this number 2? Off the wall, off the top of the wall. At least a double, and he'll stop there. He missed number 2 by inches. Alexander has to come to him in this situation. Wilson at first, nobody out. Well hit to left center. Back goes Mosby, along with Bell. Forget it! Home run, Brett!
It all starts with the table setters. Who's the greatest leadoff hitter of all time?
Welcome back. Matt Festa, we saw him last night coming on. Trying to eat some innings here for the Guardians as the Braves lead at 8-1. First pitch on the way is a sweeper up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Bad news for Cleveland fans. The Yankees have taken a 6-5 lead over the Cardinals. The 0-1. Up top for a strike on 2. Max Fried getting pounded by the Cardinals tonight. They're just in the 4th inning. He's already given up. He's given up 5 runs through 3 innings. The Yankee bats have woken up to 1-1. Down and into him. 2-1 count. Infield back and to the right. The 2-1. Outside wide ball, 3-1. Profar 0 for 1 on the day and a boneheaded running mistake. His last time on, getting thrown out at third with 2 outs from left field. He has walked twice. The 3-1 pitch right there for a strike inside. Full count. And with that full count and 2 outs, that means that Nick Allen will be on the move. Runners on the corners. Braves already with the snowman on the board. It's 8-1 here in the 5th. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it foul down the first base side. Will do it again. Full count. The pitch, swing, chops it over to the shortstop area. That was actually the third baseman. He'll flip it over to first. 5-3, Ramirez to Santana, and that'll end the inning. But up for your Atlanta Braves. Break this puppy wide open. It's 8-1 here in Cleveland.
I just got pulled over. I was doing about 70 and a 55. And this cop, he asked me, he said, you know why I pulled you over? I said, no clue. So he said, well, you just going 74 and 55. He said, let me have your driver's license. I said, I ain't got none. He said, what about registration? I said, I ain't got none of that either. He said, well, how come? I said, I don't know, but don't open that glove box. I got a pistol in there, and I just shot my husband. He's under that tarp in the back of the truck. This joker runs back, and next thing I know, there's cops everywhere, and the big dog walks up to me, and he goes, ma'am, can I see your driver's license? I handed it to him. He said, what about your registration? Gave him that. He said, open up that glove box. I did, but wasn't nothing in it. And tars under the tarp. He said, my deputy called me and told me that you didn't have no license or registration and a dead man and a pistol, I don't know what all. And I said, I bet you that lying son of a gun told you I was speeding too, didn't he?
And the fans feel like they know you and they want to get to know you. And I think that was probably the one strike against Mike. He didn't want them to get to know him. He wanted to just be great at baseball.
In the end, the Phillies would hold on to win the NL East title in 1976 with a franchise record 101 wins, and Schmidt leading the National League in homers for a third straight year and winning his first Gold Glove. But in the championship series, the Phillies were outclassed by the reigning World Series champs, Cincinnati's Big Red Machine.
Shot for right side. Here comes Concepcion. And the 1976 pennant belongs to the Reds. The Reds have scored 3 in the 9th inning and have swept the Philadelphia Phillies.
Although we got beat in the playoffs by the Cincinnati Reds, 76, we might have had one of the best Philly teams ever. Unfortunately, we disappointed our fans in the postseason, as well as us.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. First pitch from Joey Wentz is right there for a ball out of the zone to the only man who scored for the Cleveland Guardians, Brian Rocchio. It's 1-0, the 1-0. Four-seam up tight. In there for a strike, 1-1. He hit a solo shot his first time up. 1-1. Right there, cutter. Good pitch. 1-2. One-two count. In the dirt, sharp curveball. Missed the zone by quite a bit. 2-2. The 2-2 in the dirt. Full count. Payoff pitch from Wentz. Swing, hits it over to third. Not very hard a dribbler. Nacho has it. Flips it over to Matt Olson across the diamond, and there's one away. One up, one down. Austin Hedges, the batter. First pitch on the way is a four-seamer. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. 1-0, excuse me. 1-0. Outside wide. 2-0. Austin Hedges lined out his first time up, batting 142 on the year. At one point was one of the bigger prospects in Major League Baseball. 2-0 count. Bender right there on the outer edge, 2-1. And that, I mean, honestly, that goes back to the whole idea when people say to tank to help your draft positioning. A guy like Austin Hedges was a top draft pick, and look how he's turned out. 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, pops back foul, do it again. Two count. Swing, lifts it high and deep into right field, going back on the track, making the catch at the 375 mark. Is Ronald Acuna Jr. for out number 2. Lefty-lefty matchup now as the order flips over. First pitch on the way, 90 miles an hour, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Swing, pops it up. Underneath it, Michael will make the catch in center field. He didn't have to move very far. That'll end the inning. Cleveland goes down 1-2-3. Matt Olson and Acuna lead us off when we return.
Suspect says she missed a spot while shaving, but it appears to be the whole leg.
Suspect does not have a receding hairline. He swears it's been like that since he was little.
It has. Look at the picture. Suspect does not have acne, just one major humongous zit at a time.
Suspect is currently on foot, but may take flight by flapping his ears here pretty soon.
Suspect looked like she's running for the first time in her entire life.
Suspect is currently wearing those half socks girls usually wear with ballet flats.
Thankfully, suspect is not in a car. She failed her driver's test multiple times.
Don't bring that up right now. If the suspect gets away, he calls his mom about 20 times a day so we can ask her where he is.
Suspect always takes other people's jokes, tries to add on to them, just makes them worse, and it gets really awkward.
I'm gonna cry.
Phillies won 101 games and repeated as NL East champs, returning to the LCS, this time to face the Dodgers. The clubs split the first 2 games of the best-of-5 series, and then in Game 3, the Phils had a 2-run lead with 2 outs in the 9th, just 2 strikes away from a World Series.
It's called Black Friday.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
The 2-strike pitch, fly ball deep left. Luzinski going away back, and this ball is a double for Manny Mota. Gets away, coming in to score Davalillo. Mota will hold it third. Not an error as the ball got away. It's now a 5-4 ball game, and this game not over yet. Here's Davey Lopes' game on the line. Ground ball on Smith to Boa. A throw! No! Not in time! This game is tied!
Davey Lopes hit a ground ball to my left that went off my glove, bounced straight to Larry Boa, barehanded the ball, threw it to first, and by all angles, Davey Lopes was out.
To this day, I'll go to my grave, he's out. If we have instant replay, he's out, and we might have another ring on our finger.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball right there on the outer edge to Matt Olson. It's 1-0. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Change up. 0-2. 0-2 count. Kicks and fires, swings, slaps it towards left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Here you go, Matty.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Hard hit single, just slapped it to left in front of the defender out there, Stephen Kwan. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. It's Kobe Allard. Misses inside. It's 1-0. Braves country should remember Kobe Allard. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Inside 87 miles an hour. 2-1. .28-year-old southpaw Kobe Allard. 2-1 swing, lifts it high and deep into right field, going back on the track. It's going to be off the wall. Another misplayed fly ball by Kafis, the right fielder, and it is a double for your Atlanta Braves and Ronald Acuna Jr. It kept drifting back there. I think he thought it was going to be a lazy fly ball by his initial reaction, but it kept going, and like the Easter. In fact, he slammed his bat down. It didn't make a difference in the play because he was never going to be able to run past Matt Olson, but if nobody was on, it would have been the difference between a double and a triple. The way he just kind of slowly came out of the box and spiked his bat. First pitch on the way is a strike right there. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. Drake Baldwin, the batter. Just the fundamentals once again. The 0-1 chops it over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 putout, but on the play, Matt Olson comes home to score, and it will be an RBI for the Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
The Drake is good, and the Braves lead it 9-1. Cleveland was playing with the defense back. They're trying to stay out of big innings so they can get out of this ball game. Marcell Ozuna now the batter, first pitch. 91 right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Fly ball could make this double digits for the Braves. The 0-1. Cutter just above the knees. Strike two. Oh, 2 count. Down and away. Did he go around? Did not. 1-2. Colby Allard played for the Atlanta Braves back in 2023, if you remember. Just 4 outings. Came over from the Texas organization. The 1-2 lifts high and deep into right field, drifting back, making the catch finally is Cephas, but coming home to score is Acuna, and the Big Zoo gets an RBI. Cephas is kind of a doofus out there in right field, to be honest with you. I didn't see this glaring defensive lapse in him last night, but man, he has misplayed 3 balls. 2 of them definitely should have been called. First pitch on the way to Harris is 4-seamer. Paints the edge, but doesn't get the call. It's 0-1. Colby Allard spent his entire career pretty much with Texas. The Braves sent him to Texas in 2019, and then Texas sent him back in 2023. At one point, Atlanta was thinking about making him a starter, but he's much more suited as a reliever. Spent 24 in Philly and 25 here in Cleveland. The 1-1, right there at the knees, 1-2. Michael Harris II has already hit a 3-run home run. He's batting now .253, almost 50 points higher than at the All-Star break. The 1-2. Hanger bangs it through the hole, down the first baseline. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Michael Harris is booking around first, heading for second, and it is an RBI double for Michael Harris II. Let's go, Braves country!
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is smoked down the left field line, just foul. It's 0-1. 10-1 your score. Top of the 6th. The 0-1. High and out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Changeup misses off the plate. Ozzie Albies 0 for 3 with a pop out, a strikeout, and a fly out. The 2-1. Outside wide 3-1. His last time up, he gave it a ride from the left side of the plate and got it all the way to the back of the right field wall, just missing extra bases. The 3-1. Swing, pops it up. Back out of play, full count. You'd like to see him get in the hit parade. Ozzie Albies and Jerks and Profar are the only ones not to get base hits tonight. Profar has gotten on via the walk. The 3-2. Pops it out to center field, pretty shallow. Here coming in, making the running catch is Martinez, and that'll end the inning. But out for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 more on the board. It's 10-1 here in Ohio.
People apologize when they're wrong, but I need to get better about accepting apologies, because sometimes they'll be like, hey, sorry I've been such a lately, and I'll be like, lately? Who's lately?
So this little boy looked at his dad and said, hey Dad, what is dark humor? And the dad said, look over there, son, you see that guy with no legs? And the little boy said, Dad, I'm blind. He said, you're welcome.
When I go out to dinner, I don't share plates.
Okay, there's always those people that are like, should we just like order a bunch of things and like sample? No, because this isn't the grocery store and we don't have those little toothpicks. How do you split a deviled egg 7 ways? We're human size, all right? We're not Smurfs. Okay, we don't need to be sharing a tomato. And someone in the group's always like, oh, you should just finish that last piece there. Oh, the 1/14 of a chicken thigh that has more human DNA on it than most crime scenes? No, I'm good, thanks.
When people are like, oh, just trust your gut. Oh, my gut, the one that can't even handle dairy. And I feel like I may need different advice.
And ain't no sense sitting around worrying about one play or one call, one call by the umpire or anything like that. It comes right down to, hey, we got to hit. If we're as good as people say we are and we deserve to be in the World Series and we're the best team in baseball and all that business, we got to prove it right out there with our bat.
Yeah, bad memories, Black Friday.
The following season would only bring a painful rerun, with the Phillies winning the NL East for a 3rd straight year, but then coming up short against the Dodgers again in the championship series. As for Schmidt, a pattern was developing. For the 2nd straight postseason, he had no home runs and only 1 RBI. When the fans let him know how disappointed they were, his frustrated response came with unusual honesty.
I've decided that I deserve to be booed. There's no question about it. If I had a boo sign in my back pocket, I'd pull it out and help them.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark.
Joey Wentz goes back to work, and first pitch misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Martinez takes the 4-seam fastball right there. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. Braves lead it 10-1. 13 hits on the day. Just 1 home run. So a very solid hitting clinic put on tonight by your Atlanta Braves. Wasn't just bloops and blasts. It's been driving the ball to all corners of the field. Michael Harris going yard with a 3-run dinger. The 1-2, speaking of dingers, go foul, just foul. Woo! He gave that ball a ride. It's 1-2. Took a left turn at Albuquerque. Guardians fan caught it barehanded. He's getting a round of applause out there. 1-2 count. Swing, pops it back, foul, do it again. Did y'all say John was at this game? I thought I saw y'all say that in the chat. Makes sense. I think he goes to a lot of Cleveland games. 1-2. Wentz, 88th pitch. Inside 2-2. Thank you, Brian. Well, that's cool. At least you got to see a good game. Well, not a good game, but a good game from our perspective. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Joey Wentz doing it. 5 strikeouts. 1 away. I guess the theme this weekend is being able to color their bats and do all kinds of different things with their bats, and that's why they were making a big deal about that, about the jerseys. But man, the jerseys are so much better, and you can't really see the bats unless they focus on it and tell you all about it. But the jerseys with the nicknames, those were the best, and it's like, I'm trying to remember the name of the podcast that was talking about. But anyways, the point is the 1-0's in the dirt 2-0. They had a good point because they were saying, well, they're doing it for charity, etc. Well, then auction off the jerseys that they wear and use that for charity. I thought those were fun. I haven't seen them in quite some time. I don't know what the reasoning for getting rid of them was. The 2-0 swung on, lifted high and deep. Joe Ram is going. Gonna be caught at the wall. A high towering ball. Skyscraper. Profar makes it catch as he touches the Pepsi sign out there. 2 away. I'd imagine Joe Ram's home runs come more from the left side of the plate than the right side of the plate in this stadium. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Pops it up over into shallow foul territory. Olsen will make the catch, first base side, stepping on the marathon logo, and that'll end the inning. They gave a couple of good hits, but we got them out. 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 7th here in Braves country.
I had a meeting this morning with all 12 people in my head, and we decided that we're not going to be crazy no more.
So this map shows America's most Googled Thanksgiving recipes based on the state. And it's crazy to see that the South ain't Googling anything. The South they are good. They're either hearing from an auntie or they already know exactly what's happening. Meanwhile, you got people searching for mashed potatoes. Jell-O? Y'all really pulling up to Thanksgiving with Jell-O?
You know, the closer it gets to Christmas, the more I realize these kids don't even look like me.
Every time I go out with my wife, I'm like, do you want dessert? And she's like, no, I can't. I'm so full. And then right as I'm about to eat mine, I see her fork crossing the table into the no-fly zone. And she says the same thing every time. She goes, I'm just going to have a little bite. Just going to have a little bite.
When I say I'm going to bed early, what I really mean is I'm just going to another room to watch videos and memes, which I will send to you for the next 2 hours straight.
I just want the people to know I would be booing myself. All I can do is go out there and swing my way out of it and hope the cream will come to the top. 76, 77, and 78, I first admit that I didn't perform well in the postseason. I was a big part of us losing 3 in a row. I felt a burden of lack of performance in the postseason. We almost felt like, the pressure of the postseason was too much for us to handle. I know I felt that way.
Pete was news. Pete had a story. Pete had an opinion of the game. He had all that stuff. For Mike, it was just absolutely heaven. He couldn't have asked for a better situation.
He brought the press to him. They went to Pete's locker, not to my locker. And I was so glad that I didn't have that burden every night of speaking on behalf of the team.
Pete Rose, 1979, was all about positivity. And Mike fed off Pete's positivity, and he fed off Pete's never-ending monologue about how good he was and how everybody in the league knew it except him.
Welcome back, Braves country. First pitch on the way is a curveball. Nacho Alvarez. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Outside wide, ball 2-0. Braves lead at 10-1 if you're just joining us. Michael Harris II has hit a 3-run home run. The Braves have collected 13 hits. 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. Joey Wentz. Six innings, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits. Very good performance. It's a 2-1, misses high, 3-1. That'll probably be it for him. They may send him back out there, but he's at 93 pitches, and why not go ahead and end his night and get him ready for the next one? The 3-1, swing and a miss, full count. Game 3 of this series, where hopefully the Braves will be trying to go for a sweep, is tomorrow. 1:40 first pitch will come on the air about 1 o'clock. Get you ready. The 3-2, pops it up. Very shallow right field, drifting back, making the catch is the first baseman, Carlos Santana. One away. 1 down. Yankees 6-5 over the Cardinals, and they've got the bases loaded. New York does. Nobody out. 6th. First pitch to Nick Allen, who's 2 for 3. I mean, everybody. I don't know what got into this team tonight. Nick Allen's 2 for 3. You know you're living right. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. High and out of the zone, ball 2-2. The 2-1 pitch, swing, slaps it through the hole, right field, and it is a 3-hit night for Little Nicky. Just in the nick of time as the Braves continue that beat going here on a Saturday night in Ohio.
Hitting? Not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
First pitch to Profar is up high and tight for a ball that's 1-0. This is out of the zone, changeup, ball 2-2. Two-0 count, swing, fouls it back. 2-1. The 2-1 inside that almost got him. Ball 3-1. Colby Allard, by the way, this is 37th pitch. Three-one swing, pops it up, can of corn, foul territory, third base side, 2 down. F5 in your scorecard. And Nick Allen at first, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Matt Olson, the batter. Hedges goes out there to talk to Colby Allard on the mound. Acuna is on deck. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, up top. For a ball, it's 1-0. Usually that's being sent out there in a situation like that. Stephen Vogt has told the catcher to go out there and talk to him to buy some time. 1-0 inside, ball 2-2. 2-0 count. Olson 1 for 3 on the day. The sac fly, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. He technically hit into a double play, but it was the running error by Profar that led to that. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2, so he did get credit for the sac fly. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Braves lead 10-1 in the 7th. 7th inning stretch coming up, and then it's happy hour, the 2-2. Down and in, ball 3-2. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, got him, and that'll end the inning. Get up and stretch, Braves country. It's 10-1. Having some fun on a Saturday night.
All right, I can't see you. Let me hear you. All 1, 2, 3. We out to the ball. Hey, we out to the night. Find me something up, cracker jack. I don't care. I need some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me
Welcome back, Braves country. Atlanta Braves lead this one 10-1. Bit of a delay. I'm not sure what's going on here. Here we go. Hunter Stratton will come on to try to eat some outs. First pitch on the way to Santana is swung on, dragged over towards the first base side. Ozzie Albies has it, 4-3, one away. Arias the batter, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, 97 on the outer edge. It's on one. Hunter Stratton, 11.12 ERA this year in 5 appearances, but he can bring it. The 0-1, swing, fouls it down the line. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. .97 miles an hour, strike 3 right there on the outer edge. 2 down. Kind of a slow, lumbering delivery. Remember Stratton from last time he came out. He'll put you to sleep compared to some of the other guys. Two down here, bottom of the 7th. First pitch on the way, swung on, sliced towards left field, dumps down for a base hit. And Guardians have one on with 2 outs. Not a hard hit ball, but hit them where they ain't. And the Cleveland Guardians are in business here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch on the way, swinging, lifts it into shallow right field. That's down for a base hit. Here comes the throw from Acuna to third. It's wide of the bag, and Cleveland have runners on the corners with 2 outs. They've kind of lulled Atlanta to sleep with a couple of soft base hits out there to left and right field. Rocchio now 2 for 3 with a home run, and Austin Hedges coming to the plate. 2 outs, the runner was going all the way, so Acuna never really had a chance. First pitch on the way, 95 outside. 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, Hedges the batter. Stratton was with the Pirates, then went to AAA and back to the Pirates, then AAA to the Braves. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1. Braves picked him up off the trash heap and really just trying to use him to get through some innings like these. You hope that he doesn't come unraveled like that fateful game against Arizona earlier this year. 1-1, swung on, fouled straight back. Still think that was incredibly stupid to release Scott Blewett over that. The mismanagement of that bullpen was not Scott Blewett's fault. One-two count, swung on, fouled back. We'll do it again. One-two. Swung on, popped it up down the line. Foul and out of play. We'll do it again. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Braves lead 10-1. You don't want to start letting them get back into the ball game. The 1-2, 97 misses, 2-2. You got the top of the order due up after this. You do have 2 outs. The 2-2 count. Swing rips it towards left. Drifting back and making the catch is Profar for a loud out number 3. Well, all's well that ends well. Stratton gets out of it. Acuna leads us off when we return.
Just so flippin' thankful you guys are enjoying my videos because I thought I was about to have to start doing astrology content.
106 miles from Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour. When wins become losses and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple though, not like last time.
Okay.
Let's get it! Hey!
Afternoon, everybody. I put my pants on, one leg at a time. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is not...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Drink of me! Salute!
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
Oh, yeah. For me and the Lord, you gotta understand it. We're on a mission for God.
Welcome back, Braves country. Little happy hour. The Braves very happy hour, lead by 9, heading to the top of the 8th inning. Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead us off. We head back into Cleveland. First pitch on the way. High hanging slider out of the zone by Hernandez. It's 1-0. Cleveland saving the back of their bullpen, hoping to win the final game of this series. St. Louis and the Yankees, they are in a shootout. It is now 9-7. Yankees with the lead, but the Cardinals keep coming. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Acuna quietly 2 for 4 with a single, a double, and a run scored. When you think of a 10-1 lead with the Braves and Acuna 2 for 4, you would have thought he might have clubbed 1 or 2 out of the park, but 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. One away. That'll bring Drake Baldwin to the plate. The Drake. This might be his last at bat. You gotta figure if they want to try to save him a little bit, you would put Leon out there. Oh, I'm sorry, they sent Leon down. So I guess it would have to be Murphy. As the first pitch misses high, it's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-0. I think I have that right. I had it jotted down, but I'll double check that for you. 1-1 count. Swing, lifts it down the left field line, drifting. Will it stay in play? Making the catch in foul territory. In the corner, up against the wall, is Noah Jones. He's in for Stephen Kwan. Schneeman's in for Ramirez. Braves have not made any defensive changes yet, but you got to figure that's coming here in the bottom of the 8th, I would think. Acuna's probably leaving the game, at least. Maybe not, but you would think. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. It's up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, high and inside. 1-1 count. Yeah, it was Sandy Leon that was sent to AAA. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Remember, they were carrying that third catcher for a long time, and it wasn't because of Acuna, it's because Ozuna was sitting on the bench. And so you had 2 catchers playing, one at the DH role. There was an injury, they wanted a third one to come in. But now that Ozuna's playing every day at the DH role, they send Leon back down. 1-2. Swing, chops it over towards third. 5-3 on the putout. That'll end the inning. Braves go quietly, but it's 10-1. Here in the land of Drew Carey, we'll be back in a flash here in Braves country.
In 4 years I've had you. You think I'm going to give you up now? I ain't got time to train another.
This stupid phone just keeps telling me that my cloud storage is full.
Delete some stuff.
Delete what, genius? It's in the cloud. It's not even real. What am I supposed to... Why are you laughing at me? What? What's so funny? That's a real thing. What am I supposed to do?
Just delete some stuff, Dad. It's online. It's real. It's just online.
Where exactly?
Stored on, servers, okay? It's not literally in the sky.
Okay, so you're telling me there's some faceless nerd who's got my pictures and my files in his parents' basement, and he's got all my How am I supposed to go find that motherfucker and go clean up?
You can just pay for more storage.
Oh, that's great. Just give them more of my money. You know what? I'm just going to go back to writing regular letters with a pencil and a piece of paper and a stamp.
Hey, you sure you don't want to ink and quill too, Grandpa?
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, let me get a pigeon for delivery too.
Keep it up, and there's going to be some stone tablets coming your way that say, get the out of here.
It's a new month. But honey, you still ain't got that dog in you. Maybe next month.
But why not just use food coloring for the beer? Because beer's not a food. When was the last time you ate a beer? When was the last time you drank paint? Have you been drinking paint? No. Let me see your tongue. Oh my God, dude!
In 1980, it was a year in my career that sort of defined me as a player.
If you look back at 1980, there were a lot of ups and there were a lot of downs. It wasn't like they sailed right to the division title.
As Philadelphia yo-yoed half a game ahead and then half a game behind Montreal in the National League East.
Main adversary that year was the Montreal Expos.
As for the Expos, they gained a first-place half-game lead with 3 games remaining against Philadelphia the final 3 days of the season.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Stratton back out there for another inning. First pitch on the way, 92 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Eli White is in for Acuna, so guess that one right. I would think Drake's not going to play tomorrow, so they'll keep him in, and Murph will get the call tomorrow. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1 count. I would think Sandy Leone, you'd see him in September. Pete, I saw you asking about him. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. He went back down to AAA. It's kind of amazes me at the status of his career that he isn't, that he's still eligible to go down to AAA, but he is. That was the contract that he signed, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Two count. Righty lefty. The pitch. Down and in. You go around. They're going to say he held up. Nolan Jones batting .211 on the year. I mean, 10-1 score. And kind of a half-hearted check swing there. I'm a little surprised we didn't get him rung up there. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the high cheese. 1 away. 1 up, 1 down. Game tomorrow comes on at 1:40. We got a doubleheader on Monday. Cubs and Brewers in Wrigley, and then the Braves will take on the White Sox that night. First pitch on the way is a 4-seamer right there. For a strike, it's 0-1. Next weekend, it won't be a Friday night, it'll be a Saturday doubleheader. Saturday matinee, Red Sox and Yankees. The 0-1 swing blasted down the right field line. Fouling out of play. It's 0-2. We talked about some of the options for Friday night and Honest Engine. I'm more intrigued by that Yankee-Red Sox rivalry and the fact that they're both there nipping at each other's heels for the first time in a long time, that both of them are in it at the same time. So I'm more excited to watch that than I am with some of the other ones. The 0-2 count. High and out of the zone, 1-2. And there's a handful of college football games next Saturday, but none of them are to write home about. There's one game that you could, I mean, if you are a diehard college football fan, you'll kind of sort of watch it. Other than that, it's all just basically homecoming games. 1-2, fires it way out wide, just a bit outside. It's 2-2. So a 2-2 count. This came at a perfect time, too, because there was no way that Iglesias was going to be available tonight. You get Dylan Lee the night off. The 2-2. Swing, pops it up high. Can of corn. Oh, mercy. Profar and Alvarez almost run into each other. Profar was calling him off. That's once again, Nacho Alvarez is not familiar with playing the third base. He's a second baseman by trade. He's played a little bit of third base, but realistically second base. And I guess he didn't hear him. The last second, Profar kept, either that or Profar was saying it very softly and finally yelled it. Either way, collision missed. First pitch on the way is a cutter outside. It's 0-1. Last thing we need It's Nacho and Profar clanking into each other and going on the list. The 0-1 right there for a strike. It's on 2. The doubleheader's Monday, y'all. Just play that up. It's a Brewers Cubs matinee 2:20 first pitch. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Cleveland goes down. 1, 2, 3. We might be able to ride Stratton through the 9th.
I went from happy to angry. Skip said, now I feel like kicking his ass.
Struggling in the World Series, 1966 Los Angeles Dodgers. In the 4 games that were played, they managed only 2 runs. They were shut out for the last 33 innings of the series. That is almost the equivalent of 3.5 games without a run. The Orioles scored more runs in the first inning of Game 1 than the Dodgers did the whole series. They batted 142 as a team and managed only 17 hits. They had only 4 extra base hits and 120 at-bats. Jim Lefever's home run in the top of the second inning of Game 1 was the only Dodgers run scored on a hit. The other one came from a walk the following inning. The World Series MVP, Frank Robinson, had more home runs and RBIs than the entire Dodgers team. The Orioles only used 4 pitchers in the series. 3 of the 4 pitchers never allowed a run in 24 innings of work.
Armchair.
We had to go up to Montreal, and we had to win 2 out of 3.
And in the opener of the Do or Die series, Schmidt made an immediate statement. In a tight game, the solo home run proved to be the difference.
And the Phillies have moved into first place by a game. Phillies win the ball game by a 2-1 score.
The next night was a back-and-forth affair, with the Phillies tying the game in the 9th, and then Schmidt coming to the plate in the top of the 11th.
Everything was just kind of like a burden on my shoulder. 76, 77, and 78 postseasons were awful. I couldn't go on with the same record that I had leading up to that.
Long drive, what's that, baby? Home run, Mike Smith. Phillies lead 6-4. He buried it. He buried it.
It was the first time in my career where I felt like I had proved not only to myself, but to Philly fans that I could play the game and play it well under pressure.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Hernandez kicks and fires. 98 below the knees. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, lifts it high and deep into right center field. Going back and making the catch at the warning track is Martinez for out number 1. Gave that one a ride, but just got underneath it. Biggest thing that's improved, these are just little things you notice. When he's flying out now, Michael Harris, he's still getting some length in those swings. They're not just pop-ups in shallow right center like they were for months. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is a splitter in the dirt. 1-0. 1-0. Something's wrong with their lenses. Like they are not following the batter. Pitch right there for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. In the dirt, 2-1. Be willing to bet there's some kind of maintenance that has to go on with those cameras and those lenses that they're using for like the batter lens and all that stuff for the 3D. It's a 2-1. Check swing. Kind of an excuse me swing. Bangs it foul. It's 2-2. Two count. Swing. Rips it down the first base line, but foul. Standing on deck Nacho Alvarez. If they get anything going, it'll be Nick Allen. Or possibly they'll pinch hit for Allen. But he does have 3 hits on the night, so they may let him try to go for number 4. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 98 miles an hour. Blew it right by him. 2 down. Braves have struck out 8 times tonight. Or struck Cleveland out 8 times tonight, I should say. Cleveland has struck the Braves out 5 times. Nacho to the plate. The Nacho man is 3 for 4. First pitch on the way. Check swing did not go around. It's 1-0. 2 runs scored tonight by Nacho. 1 RBI. All 3 hits were singles. They've got a pyramid out there in the outfield somewhere. Not sure where it is. And there's Miller, Coors, some kind of weird yellow can, and they're stacking them out there. Now they're starting to drop them. So I'd say the authorities are going to come around eventually. The 2-1 count, swing, rifles it into right field, bending over, making the running catch in right is Kafis. And that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 9th here in Braves country. Let's go get that W.
So, apparently, a at-home DNA test kit is not an appropriate gift for a baby shower.
I was drafted number 1, power forward in college. Came to L.A. I was not arrogant. I wasn't overconfident, but I was like, I'm going to start. I'm just telling myself, building myself up. I walk in the gym, there's Kareem, Magic, Jamal, McAdoo, and then I see Kurt Rambis. And I was just looking at it. I'm quicker. I'm faster. I can score. He had these glasses on with like duct tape, like keeping them together. He had all these apparatuses to keep his elbows from bending, and he smelled like Ben Gage. I got this spot. Within the first 10 minutes of practice, Kirk showed me what an NBA power forward was all about. I said, that. And I said, Jamal, you next.
It's currently day 2 of having a make-believe argument in my head with a stranger who was slightly rude to me yesterday, and I'm proud to say that I'm winning.
I don't believe there was ever a postseason more exciting than the Phillies and the Astros in 1980.
The big man who really has been struggling. Only 1 RBI in the series.
In the final game of that series, we are down 3 runs in the 8th inning. And a little rally started, and here I come up to the home plate, and they bring a guy named Ken Forsch.
The world is watching Mike Schmidt right now as Ken Forsch warms up.
And Ken Forsch threw me a couple of sliders.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Strike 2. Strike 3. What a pitch. On a cold third strike.
Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. There is one team that wishes it was October right now. It's Milwaukee. They lead the Reds 6-3 in the 11th inning. First pitch on the way is a strike right there by Stratton. It's 0-1. It'd be nice to be able to have Stratton finish this game out. You can send him right back down, switch him out with someone else. The Braves don't have an off day until Thursday. The 0-1 swing lifted high into center field. Deep, going back at the wall, making the catch at the top of his jump is Money Mike. 75% of this world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. 1 away. He had to leap. Stratton gives him a round of applause. Santana, the number 5 hitter, to the plate. First pitch, swing, fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Stratton kicks and fires. Way! Just a bit outside. The second time he's done that in 2 innings. I can't imagine what's gone wrong with his career. The 1-2. Swing, rips it foul into the upper deck. Right field side, really more third base side. That thing was looping. It's 1-2. So yeah, this is supposedly the players' weekend, but it's not what they used to do, and a lot of fans just aren't going to even notice it. It's the 1-2 down and in 2-2. It's bats that they can pick to choose to put goofy stuff on, or even their charities and whatnot, but it was much more pronounced when it was the nickname game, and I just don't understand why they ever got away from it. 2-2. This is outside wide, full count. Payoff pitch is slapped down the first base side. Foul. We'll do it again. Full count from Stratton. Once again, they chop one foul. Standing on deck for the Cleveland Guardians, Arias. The payoff pitch. Swing, just got a piece of it. Rattled it off the family portion of Drake Baldwin. Seems to be okay. Cup check confirmed. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. I'm sure Stratton's like, come on, dude, it's 10-1. Quit fighting them off and either hit one out or strike one out. Let's go. The payoff pitch. Swing, lifts it. Down the right field line, giving chase. That's going to drop into no man's territory. Eli White grabs it barehanded, and Santana will rush back to first as Baldwin, following behind the play, stands at the bag with him. So after double-digit pitches, that was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. He'll get on for a single. That'll bring Arias to the plate. Braves 10, Cleveland 1, bottom of the 9th. First pitch on the way, high and inside, 95 miles an hour, fastball, it's 1-0. Infield, playing back into the left. Double play depth, hoping to end the game on a short hopper somewhere, the 1-0. Swing, pops it up. Can of corn. Ozzie opens up the apron, makes the catch. 2 down. Cleveland down to their last out. Braves 1 out away from winning yet another series. First pitch on the way is a 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer. Top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. kicks and fires. Swing, chops it over to first. Olsen to Stratton, and that'll end the inning. Stratton comes on, throws the final 6, gets the final 9 outs of the inning. And that's not nothing. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Your Atlanta Braves have clinched their 3rd series in a row. They will have now won 8 of their last 10. Player of the game tonight, man, you could go a million different ways. But we'll go ahead and give it to Money Mike. Michael Harris, 2 for 5 on the night with 3 RBI. Everybody seemed to contribute tonight. Nacho went 3 for 5. Nick Allen went 3 for 4. Zuna went 2 for 3. Baldwin even went 1 for 5. Acuna went 2 for 5. Olsen went 1 for 4. 7 of your 9 Braves scored that came to the plate. And 6 of the 9 Braves that batted came through with the RBIs. Joey Wentz will get the win, 6 innings, 1 earned. 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. A quality start, and on most nights we'd probably give it to him, but the offense was the show tonight. And your Atlanta Braves, 10, Cleveland 1. We'll see you tomorrow. 1 o'clock will come on the air, 1:40 first pitch, and we'll see if maybe Eric Fetty can keep the good times rolling before we head back to Atlanta to face the White Sox and the Mets next week. And I'm not wanting to say that it's a gimme, but you like your chances of winning those series too, considering how we played against the Mets this year. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. Go enjoy it, 10-1. Just another butt kicking by your Atlanta Braves.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
Some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't